Alright, cool. I started it without doing a countdown, because when I do it that way, you guys don't say penis. It works! It works every time! Now all I have to do is every time you guys do this, I need to, like, say that, then, like, occasionally wait, like, 10 seconds so you guys will try to get ahead of it, and try to be like, oh, he's starting at penis, and I'll just wait. Be like...
He's starting up the penis.
2,
I love how you have to
click.
tactically avoid the penis.
We're mature.
Hey man, it's fun for me to try to get away from this.
It's fun for you to tactically avoid the penis. Okay.
Yes. Tactically avoiding the penis is something that I find fun. It may not always work.
Tactically avoiding the penis is tight.
It may not always... Tactically avoiding the penis is tight. Alright. Alright, everybody.
To a great start.
Heck in. Let's focus in. Hello, everybody! Welcome back to Nat19 Vestige of Ophiuchus, Campaign 1, Session 49, the first game of 2021. We're finally out of the year of hindsight.
We did it, y'all. I'm so proud.
You
of
have
you.
Nat19's permission to finally exhale.
It's actually December 33rd.
Oh, goodness.
Year original Cyberpunk.
What are you hacking? What, Aaron?
We're out of the year of Cyberpunk 2020.
We're out of the year of Cyberpunk
4 years,
2020.
we're in CyberGen, and Brett can be happy for a bit.
Yeah! Sorry,
Alrighty.
Damn.
We're just coming back after a week off because we didn't do anything on the, what was it, Christmas, the day after Christmas. We took last game off, so we are 2 weeks out from having done stuff. Gosh darn. And if I seem weird, you two people, though I'm drinking a sugar-free one now, I'm currently trying to quit Red Bull. So if I heckin' mess up as a DM, we know that my secret was Red Bull.
If the quality of Nat19 goes down, we
Drops,
all know we have to get Logan addicted again.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
For the good of
I
us
really want
all.
you to just be, like,
For
so
the good of the
tired
stream,
during,
we have
like,
to.
I want you to be super tired during, like, a conversation and you just can't be bothered anymore. And you're just like,
generous letting them have this.
you know what? Fucking Lexi, shut up.
Oh,
So fucking mad.
Doer, thanks for the $100.
I had a
Oh,
joke
thank
there,
you.
but I'm not going to say it because it's mean.
Heckin'. Yeah, the donation goal, by the way, people out there, I forgot to mention this earlier. The donation goal right now is if we hit it this month, I will release the Clergy Type Moon class early. But, heckin', don't feel heckin' pressured. All of your support is good support, and we appreciate every tiny little bit of it. That said, I'm gonna roll a die. And, oh yes, actually, before I do this, I should probably do the explanation of what I've been telling you guys about with the inspiration stuff before we do a recap. So you'll notice, my playery doos, that on your sheets in the top right-hand corner, there is a little place that says favor, and there's 2 boxes below it.
Go.
That is me taking the hero points extension and messing around with it a bit. The second box is never going to do anything, don't worry about it. But the first box, that for some of you has a number in it, you're going to keep track of what used to be inspiration there. If you double-click it, I'm going to use Lexi's sheet for a second. If you double-click it, it'll do that. The SSS is the thing I made for the DMC game. Please ignore that. But it'll do that. Instead of doing inspiration when we get 19s from now on, the way I want to do it is you'll get favor when you get one. You can have any amount. And before you make any roll, you can choose to use a favor to add your proficiency bonus again to the roll instead of having advantage. So instead of getting advantage, you get a +3 currently.
And we use it 5 times to get a +15.
I did say you can use it once.
And then we can get a +30.
So that's, but the trade-off here is that it's not giving you advantage, it is statistically helping you, and there's no longer a cap on 3 of them. You could build up however many you want, which I'm not worried about because we have no donation system to get them. So if you end up with a ridiculous amount, it means that you're constantly rolling 19s, and I don't know, I can't control you at that point anyways. Heckin'.
Brett's mic is ringing.
What?
Brett's mic is ringing.
Oh, geez.
Oh no, I'll fix that. Or at least attempt to.
Oh,
Are you sure is it my...
100%. I muted you and it went away. And then I unmuted and it came back.
I didn't even hear it.
too.
No, I hear it. I wasn't sure if it sounded like, you know, when there's like
dial
a,
Kind of
like a dial tone or like one of the like Amber alerts or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe only. It's so
Was
weird
it-
how only some of us can hear.
Was it really high-pitched? Oh no, do I have hearing damage?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay, I unplugged and replugged in my mic.
Cody and I was like, oh no, our ears!
It's scary, Logan. Logan, it's actually scary. I tried watching a video where it's like, let's see how, what sounds you can hear, and the entire video was silent to me.
Okay.
And I'm like,
No!
Real quick,
I'm like,
Is it coming from Bread right now?
Did I
Everyone
No.
shut up.
No.
fix it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. If it happens again, please tell me so that I can find out if I can hear this.
yes, please.
I need to know.
Alright, you heard him, Mike.
Okay,
That's
but
one
yeah,
of the only
that's
things
that's
that kinda
how
work
I've
good.
converted your current inspirations into favor. Heckin', if you double click on it, it will expend it and use it. So, and if you want to change the amount, just hover over that box and you can press Control and then scroll wheel to
Logan.
change how much is in there.
Logan,
Yes.
I think I found a correlation. Our
Okay.
hearing problems. We're the only two people who've had characters who've had amnesis.
Oh no!
Oh,
Amnesis
jeez.
is spreading to the real world.
And causes hearing damage for some
It
reason.
causes hearing damage, so we can't
It's a
remember
new
anymore.
strain.
All
It's a
right,
new
so-
strain.
Anyways, everybody's clear then on how that system's going to work moving forward?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, an equivalent to it is going to exist in the DMC game when we get there. That's going to be style points, but we'll cover that when we get to DMC.
I've been using something similar in some of my games, so it's very simple and it's
Okay.
very nice. I love this.
Yes, and it also adds a nice little spot for you guys to keep track of it. That the second box is supposed to be able to be a die, and when you use it, it's supposed to be able to let you roll it as if it was like Bardic Inspiration or whatnot, but it's not working and doesn't matter. I'm gonna roll a die to see who's gonna give us a recap. Hacha!
Not me.
Izzy!
Yes!
In the most succinct way possible, what happened last time?
Good luck.
He's not there. Whee!
Okay!
Well,
Maybe we
alright,
just can't
then.
hear him.
I guess
No,
he's
he's on
in the
mute.
shower.
Maybe he's just,
Oh,
maybe
you're
his
back,
voice
okay.
is just too high pitched and we can't hear it. He went on mute though, I think, after that.
He posted in Vestige chat.
Oh, okay. I'll go with somebody else. If he's gone for too long, then we'll wait for him, but we can get generally started without him. One sec. That's Izzy again. That's Izzy again. That's Izzy again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Aaron, what happened last time?
Oh, thank God.
We talked about stuff, then we talked about stuff, then we talked about stuff, then we fixed Murkwire. And then we did
That was-
another deal,
That was this.
and
is
then we
think that was
talked to
2 games
people, and then we exploded them, and it was great. And then Tenebros was like, I'm gonna stab Aviana. And she's like, could you not? He's like,
It just seems
and then he got out, she's on his hand, so he peaced. Smoke Daddy saved us.
That's what he is in my notes too. No, I'm kidding.
And he's like, bruh, I can't do that shit again. He had to talk with Avi, but I literally took my headphones off for most of that, so I don't know what that's about.
That's fair. I enjoy that about you.
He teleported him away and was like, yo, I can't do that fucking again, so fuck around. And I was like, and then we talked about the Esper. We're like, we probably can't get home in time. And Avi's like, yo, my place though. And I'm like, yo, your place though. And then, and that was that.
It's hot.
All
We
right.
made a gnome hate us probably even more.
I'm so mad at that gnome.
He's definitely a gnome.
Pissed. I'm pissed. Fucking upset, man.
Why are you mad at the gnome?
Because he says there's nothing to know or nothing. Fuck you.
I
There's
love
nothing to
him
be
so
known.
much.
Oh, jeez. Heckin'. Alrighty. So, Izzy will have to come back here in a sec. His stomach is acting up. But, to get started and to get moving, just to let you guys recap, it is currently 11 p.m. I just wanted to review that you guys... Oh, what was
Hey, I
that?
remember the date right.
Cool. Heckin', thank you for the sub. It is currently the 2nd, about to go on to the 3rd of August, which will be a Sunday. The night is relatively clear for the most part, especially now that heckin' the Fanient's fog has all disappeared on account of him using it to bamf Tenebros elsewhere. You guys had, to my recollection, after you talked to the Faignant, and then you got Vox Victoria, gave it to Avi, fought Tenebros briefly, were crippled by his overwhelming draconic fear effect, and then he was sent away by the Faignant. You guys had, I believe, planned to go to Aviana's place and to summon the Silver Esper using the scroll that she had left before and the materials that you guys needed. I'd say you probably get to Aviana's place around 11:30, and I surrender the floor to you guys in regards to that. It is still a fairly clear night. It only takes you about that long to get there. You guys, could you guys remind me where those 10 hit points are coming from? Everyone has 10 temporary hit points.
Oh, I believe
that was from,
those are from the.
yeah, those
little
for me.
thing. Yeah.
Okay. How long do those last?
They're just temp hit points, so I think they last
they're
until we
So until
rest.
the next long rest, then.
Gotcha.
I believe I can't remember if it's short or long rest. We'll treat it as long for the sake of what we're doing. All right, so yeah, you guys have the floor. Go ahead. I'll sit back and watch you guys heckin' play and talk. I feel like it's gonna be one of those days.
Yeah, I'd probably just lead them kind of through like the back alleys almost to my house, because I'm on the very much outskirts of the electory district, and the entire time
She
I
wants
look
to impress
very...
us, so she takes us to a manor.
No, I look very, very uncomfortable and a little aggravated the entire time, is what I'll give you. Just hold on to your coin purses, that's all I'll say.
Oh yeah.
I hand my coin purse to Kitty.
No.
I know how this goes.
We all know how this is going.
If any cut purse around here has the I guess fortitude to try and steal from a group that looks like this, then I'm not even mad.
I still hand my coin purse to Kitty.
I have
They
so
know
much
not to steal
silver,
from
so
me.
I'm going to do the same.
I love how both of us are just like, you're responsible.
Alright.
It's really heavy. Put it here.
Do you... Okay.
Just because I want to put it up on screen. I'm also just gonna throw that back up.
Hey.
Oh, it's fancy.
God, I love it so much.
Very
I will note,
cool.
just to recap, so you have a good like spatial awareness of the weapon, because we've gone over what it can do in between games. It's relatively small. Like when you hold it, almost all of your fingers can't even like properly wrap around the part of the handle that's there. Like you need to have one finger almost gripping that small indent that's the just below the
It's a
blade,
sword
that
if
little
you were a
notch.
gnome.
It is a short sword that almost borders on dagger. Like it is a
line between
short
dagger and
sword. Enough
Dagger
that,
sword.
and though it is not as bulky as the art may lead you to assume, like if you were to look at it dead on, the crystal edge is actually very thin.
Who like short swords? We like short swords.
Damn right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, just so you have a general idea of like how big it is.
Hell yeah.
Like it's large, it's small enough that if you were to use like one of your fingers to stroke the harp part of it, you could do that without like letting go of the blade. Like your hand could properly extend past that. Which, if a bard attuned to it, may have certain uses, but heckin' don't worry about it.
That's cool.
Anyways,
Quick, push
sorry.
it on to Kitty like we're
Sorry,
pushing
go
on the
ahead
other
again.
thing.
Go ahead again, guys. I just didn't go into much detail about the actual size and like wieldiness of it before.
Yeah. Cool.
We're
Hey,
carrying this much
Aviana.
silver.
I don't know.
I don't
Aviana.
know, I just have a whole bunch of silver.
We should take you to the bank.
Uh-huh.
I'd keep your voices down about how much money you have, if I were you.
I mean, just look at it. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Aviana,
Yes.
can you play a tune on your sword?
I don't really muse. I'll just like lightly pluck the strings, like kind of like I don't know.
Roll me
Sound.
a performance check with disadvantage.
Yeah. Like it's Avi.
As Avi
Use
tries
a
absentmindly to be like,
favor
I don't know, how do I harp?
There you go. Dropped a 19.
You give
Clink.
a almost like detuned fucking just like whenever you
Yeah.
do it, you like pull back on it, and it lets out that all like transitioning to dream sound that harps make, but then you accidentally like pluck a couple of the strings the wrong way, and it lets out this vibrating detuned sound alongside of it.
Oh!
I will note
Like I
when
said.
when you do this, the sound, despite not being musically very pleasing, the sound almost seems to gently reverberate around you in a way that everybody almost like feels the music, like your skin tingles whenever this thing, whenever the sound lets out.
Ah! It's in my armor!
That's different.
Huh.
Well, you'll have plenty of time with it. You can always
I
practice.
guess. Yeah, maybe. I guess so.
Keep trying.
It's always good to have a hobby.
I have hobbies.
What are your hobbies, Aviana?
What are your hobbies?
Oh,
Maybe we'll find out when we get to her place.
Well, we're walking. We may as well find out while we're walking.
no, nothing really.
I'm
Just-
expecting a piano.
Whoa.
Honestly,
Oh.
same.
You're going to
Really?
be woefully disappointed.
In a bottle?
Oh.
Morgan?
What'd you say, Miriam?
Ships in a bottle?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So many
Really?
ships. So many.
Wood carving?
Huh. What's the... You put the ship in the Okay, maybe I don't get that one.
Knitting.
I don't know. No.
Knitting.
Nope.
Oh.
He looks away and giggles a bit for an idea he had.
What?
What's everybody laughing at?
I just like go to Vogan really quick,
Yes,
just lean
Vogan?
down. I just lean down to Vogan. Bird watching.
What'd you say?
Lean down to
Can
Vogan.
I-
Bird watching.
Can I perception this to see if I hear this shit?
I'm listening. So trying to be sneaky.
Fenris
Vogan
is trying not to...
erupts in laughter.
Come on, Aviana!
I'm gonna turn around and just face Vogan and Quintus, just raising my eyebrows. Yeah.
You guys are in trouble and we're trying to sneak shot.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, good question, by the way. Are you guys just going as far as to take back alleys and whatnot to avoid main areas,
Yeah.
or are you trying to sneak, like, legitimately on the way back?
No, I'm not trying to sneak, but just kind of keep them off like the main road, so then we're not taking
Okay.
a direct path to my
Very
house.
casual.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't have to let you into my home to do what you need to do. I can just leave you here and let you get robbed. That's fine by me. So if you want to make more,
No.
if you want to make
No,
more
it's just
bird
really funny.
jokes,
Don't worry about it.
uh-huh.
What was funny?
The more bird jokes there are, the less likely you're getting into my house. So I'd recommend changing your tone, Vogan.
There was a bird joke.
Excuse them. I guess you could say
Goodness.
they're
Tell you later.
the ones who are feather burned. Sorry.
I'm just gonna start walking away and just leaving them behind.
I really never liked them.
Oh, you almost all
See,
just
and
died.
you thought I wouldn't draw on you.
Oh.
Just
I'm
walking
sorry, that
away.
was...
And flipping them the bird as I walk away.
And scene. You arrive at Aviana's house.
What does Aviana's place look like?
What does Aviana's place look like?
Okay, I guess we're doing this. So as we arrive outside of a very, very small home, you can't really even call it a house. It is very small, a little rundown. Outside of the house is an old dead tree.
Mm-hmm.
And just a very rickety looking door, and clearly the lock has been tampered with a little bit.
So whenever you guys get here, also I'll notice, just by the time you get to this part of town, you're a little bit outside the Electri district. Enough that you could call it part of it, but a bit on the edge of it. Far enough out that the houses are spread out somewhat. They're not in, like, tightly knit blocks, as they were before. You're properly out in, like, transitioning into the country. Not as bad as where you guys live. Like, not as bad as the Fallgrieve estate, but far enough it's definitely the
You build it where
I
it
don't-
fits.
I don't have to claim to own this property to live here kind of area of.
Clearly, this
outside
is
the
my
city.
property. My house is here.
Staying off the
Yes.
grid. I gotcha.
Yeah, the house overall looks relatively rickety. It's more than a hut, less than a house. It looks like it probably has multiple rooms. It's not as good as, for example, Griffin's house when you guys were in Richmond. You get the sense it is as good as it needs to be. But surrounding it, there's a prominent, large, dead tree. Or at least dying tree that almost looms over the house, and beyond it there are more trees scattered about that look like they're not in great condition, but they're not as dead, but there's just this one singular tree that looks like it is completely devoid of life as you approach it, that hangs ominously over it.
Am I getting, like, undead vibes from the tree, or just, like...
You would
regular
have to do
murder
some
vibes?
kind of search or use an ability to try to find out.
So Quinn is giving the
Good to
tree
know.
a wide berth. Because last time he went for a tree around that, it kind of suplexed him into the dirt.
Oh,
It doesn't seem animated. I will say that whenever you
No.
approach it.
If he
tree does
wasn't
not
wearing a
seem like
helmet,
it.
you would see him glaring at the tree for a second.
All right, we're here. Take your stupid coin purses back.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Hey, mine's lighter. I'm
look
kidding.
at it, Manuel.
I'm gonna
I don't understand why, but I'm happy to help.
start.
Hold on, let me check on the
diving.
contents. You are opening the wallet belonging to Quintus.
Oh, good. That still works.
Oh my god.
I close it. Anyway.
Should we count it? Because I don't want to count all this.
You can.
Fucking 10,000. She's like,
count it later.
"One."
Two.
you can count it before bed.
We'll look into it later, Lex.
I'm gonna pull out my key and open my door.
And you do. You open it even after you turn the lock, you turn the key within the lock, the door still jams slightly. You push on it to try to like wrestle it open, as you feel sometimes is necessary with this door. And though you can open it easily, you guys see when Aviana does so, there's this midpoint between trying to force open the door and trying not to break the door, because this house is very old. Aviana manages to open it in the way that people familiar with the stickings of their own like doors they frequently use
She, like, lifts it
would
slightly.
imply. Yeah, she knows exactly where to put
Yeah.
pressure. Opens it. You guys enter. It largely appears to be one room with one other room that moves off from it that is seems to be effectively a bedroom. I don't know exactly. You can tell me how you populate it, but beyond that, the whole place appears to be one large room with an offshoot meant for sleeping.
Super interested in house.
Yeah. In the main room, just off to like the right-hand side, there's just an old desk with a chair. There's not really much furniture in the house or like any wall hangings. There's like a little spot for like making food, not necessarily like a kitchen full space. Just kind of bare minimum. And
This
above
is where
the
in
desk,
the anime
there's
we all
just
spread out and like open drawers and stuff.
yeah,
Oh, no,
man.
dude, I was gonna be like,
If it were a video
fucking
game, you'd be
Conan
walking
Rogan
up
and
to
be
each
like,
individual
"Okay,
piece of
guys."
furniture and getting the one little bit of flavor text from it.
I mean, Becca's is very much like has her hands behind her back, just trying not to mess or touch with anything.
Just fucking walks up to the table, clicks on it. An old chair. A thin layer of dust is on the table. I wonder what she uses it for.
Basically.
Nothing recently, it looks like.
A bird cage. Does Aviana keep birds?
God.
It looks unused.
Oh gosh.
I'm looking for binoculars.
Oh my god, I hate you.
Fucking Lexi fucking Logan. He's like, okay, this is it. We have to figure out what Aviana's hobbies are just from looking around. Let's go, boys.
I'll tell you things. Just let me finish explaining my room, and I'll tell
We
you.
want to figure it out, Hayden.
You want to figure it
You
out?
want to get the
All
flavor
right.
tag.
Fittingly
Yeah,
for
okay.
being your house. Fittingly for being your house, Avi, you have the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the desk, there's like a bunch of old books and journals, and above that is just like just a basic shelf. On the desk, there looks to be a teacup with some water in it. No, I'll tell you later if you look at that. But yeah, the off-shooting room is very much a like bedroom and then a bathing area like off the back. Doors are not closed; they're just kind of open and airing out because very much old house standards of just keeping all the air flowing.
Does she have a dresser?
You're not
Or a
in the
cabinet
bedroom.
of sorts?
Better not be
Cabinets. There are cabinets in the kitchen space.
Which is very
I
much
look
connected
in
to
the
the main
bedroom.
area.
Yeah, very much connected to the main. The main room and kitchen are kind of connected, like open concept style.
This is
I
the sense
look
of
into the
privacy
bedroom.
afforded to a bunch of gamers, everybody.
You alright?
unless the Avi stops me. I
Maybe
look
there's a
into the
chest
bedroom.
in her room.
Does
With a
the
piece of
Avi
armor for
stop me?
Avi that she never wears otherwise for some reason.
No.
This is me.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're the only one who lives here?
Mm-hmm. Just me.
It's very nice, I say as I'm looking under the desk. Like, what?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
What? What's wrong?
I should have known bringing some of the most nosy people into my home.
Everyone, we need to make sure she has her privacy. I say, stepping away from the door to her bedroom.
Where are you going there, Quinton?
I said stepping away from the door to her bedroom.
Uh-huh.
Good cover.
But
We'll keep looking.
I think that was interpreted as stepping away from the main door towards
Yeah.
her bedroom.
yeah, it was. I was like, listen here.
Well, no, earlier I said I was going to the bedroom and she didn't stop.
I
I was
guess.
just stepping away from
Well,
her.
if you saw it, if you had seen into the bedroom, you would have seen that the red dress is just hanging on it.
That's exactly what he was looking for.
Oh.
Yeah. Lexi, since you are near the desk, since you said you were there, in a
Yeah.
teacup, yes, I do have this written out.
Oh, you're so cool. Oh my god. Go on.
In a small ornate teacup filled with water is the pinwheel jasmine that Fenris gave me.
Aww.
Is there like a common sitting area at all?
Point at it.
Like,
A what?
When we're
like
standing
a
in.
common sitting area?
There's no furniture for sitting on except for the chair, the old chair at the desk.
Oh. Cool.
Perhaps a perch.
Put it away! Put it away!
I can only stay quiet for so long.
Flux just so offended. I haven't been so offended since the gnome said there was nothing to share about me.
I mean, I consider that lucky.
gnome.
Yeah, the gnome doing the quotations.
Ooh,
Armored
No.
Fenris will do
quotations.
them back. Fenris will do the.
To be
air
fair, I don't
quotation
need to
back.
snoop. I've lived in enough places like this that if you do have secrets, they're like in the floorboards.
They are?
Huh.
Right, guys,
Oh,
we
yeah.
got
Quintus
crowbars.
looks down.
I've never noted it.
God.
You put your
Aviana,
crowbars away.
Aviana, have you been carrying Vox Victoria like in your hands the entire time, or did you try to like stow it?
I just tried to stow it almost.
I will note that whenever you put it away in such a way that it's clear it wasn't going to be used for combat, a almost like fitting to the blade, a very smooth black scabbard would just appear on the blade whenever you put it away.
That's really cool.
It's like as soon as you like put it into your belt or like try to fasten it to wherever it is that you want it to go, it seems to generate its own holster and scabbard on your side.
Oh, that's dope. Hell yeah.
Oh,
Cool.
Fenris,
Damn right.
how much time do we have until midnight?
Hold on.
Let me think of my time clericy powers. What did I do to remember what time it is? Oh dear. We used
What
to
time?
do a thing. What time
Uh,
do I think it is?
It's around, you guys would have a general sense if it's around 11:30. Reminding you that you are a time cleric, and if you ask me the time, I'm probably just going to tell you.
Oh, party. I forget. It was when we were in the
We haven't
Underdark
done that in a long time, so that's why I asked.
Yeah.
The Underdark is a separate thing because there's
Yeah.
no way to.
No light.
around
As long as you have a
yeah.
general way to kind of tell what time it is, like if you can see the sky, I'm pretty much like
Mm-hmm.
that. Plus your innate sense of the passage of time. I'm just
Right.
you're a watch. You are a clock that is properly tuned at all times.
Oh, cute. 11:32. Oh,
All right.
11:33.
Oh.
Just past a minute.
Oh,
I'm passing so quickly.
That is the
Time is
most
racing
specific I've
by.
ever heard.
Oh, it's
Yeah, sorry,
fine.
there's nowhere to sit, but I guess I don't. What are you guys doing exactly?
There is places to sit, Aviana. Sit on the floor.
Oh, well,
I'll
we're
join
going
her.
we're going to summon a magical being to try to save my life.
Yeah,
Well,
question
bargain with it, really.
I was gonna
I
say,
guess
what are we
is
gonna give her?
I have
have
some
anything?
ideas.
I have.
I don't think any of them will work, but I have some ideas.
Okay, do we have any ideas that might work?
Well, I mean, the first thing we can do is ask.
It has to be something of equal value.
see.
And
Looks
for
at
the loss
crowbar.
of memories.
I'm kidding.
Is it
First.
equal value to what you think is equal, or which this creature thinks is equal?
I think that
don't
it's up
know.
to interpretation, I suppose. The last time we revived a friend using one of the apples, and there are no more apples to be had, so I think we'll have
Apples?
to get a bit more. The apple we used on Murkwire, we got them from.
Wasn't
I
there?
was-
We met
I'm
him
just
here.
Just
Kind of
looking
crazy.
you, blank
Yep.
face, no
He
idea.
wasn't there, yep.
Okay. So we helped a village, and then get this: Amir shows up and gives us these apples that have restorative properties. And we've
And Vogan's
used
thing.
them.
The letter
Yes.
what?
Yeah, maybe.
What?
Your leather hide. that
They're
we-
referring to the fact that your
Oh,
cape,
that thing,
your mantle is blessed by Amir.
Yes, and blessed by Amir. So, we've been using the apples pretty readily. And now we have no more, so...
Alright. Well, don't explode my home, that's all I ask, but do whatever you need to do.
This is still somewhat of a long shot, but at first I was going to ask her if she needed any other deeds to be done. If that doesn't work, I have a few things I could offer, but we'll have to see just how well things will go this time. This is the only thing I could think of to aid us. Well, or me.
You're right.
No, it's us. We want to help you.
Indeed.
You're part of the highest standard, remember?
If things do not work out, then I will try to find some sort of thing to take to her, and I will make my way to the mountains as well to talk to her there.
I think we should still keep in mind and mess around with the messite. The fact that Murkwire had a sword made of messite. Perhaps we can find something, maybe not a sword. I know you were thinking sword, but maybe something to help until we can solve this.
It's not planned for failure.
There's no need. There's plenty of reason to say that the Esper, she's helped us before, and maybe she'll have something for us to do. Maybe she does need our help. And if that's the case, then things will be just the easier. We can help out a friend and cure my disease.
It's worth a try.
He's going to start counting out the silvers and stuff needed.
Yeah, I'll help with
Eagle.
setting up the. We need.
All right, you have like 1,000,000 silver.
We need I'm forgetting the name for it. Shoot.
We need the pressed flowers.
Yes,
That we have.
and do we put it in a specific thing? I feel like last time we did.
We put it in some water last time, like the fountain.
Oh, yeah.
There was a very large,
Basin, effectively.
basin. Very
I
large,
go and
like,
get the teacup.
like a near pool-sized one.
I'm playing.
That you placed them in before whenever the moon was at its highest point in the sky, and from that point, the magic of the Esper caused the coins to be marked and for the petals to scatter about the area. That was the ritual before. You will note that the scroll that was sent with you, where most of it is... do any of you read Celestial?
I do.
No.
Sorry.
Okay, if you were to read it,
No.
it would basically instruct you to try to recreate that that ritual as closely as possible. It does state that you do not need to have a giant basin similar to that one, but the placing of the flowers and coins within a body of water under the moon, in the moonlight, is effectively the extent of the ritual.
So I'm gonna. Alviana, do you have any water here?
Yeah. What do you need exactly?
Oh, I'm just gonna. And she'll flip over her shield. I figure this is a big enough surface area. If we pour a little water in here, I think it'll make do.
Sure. I'll show her to just my small bathroom. It's very much just a very small tiled room with like very like, I don't know if you're familiar with like Thai wash basins, but it's like essentially a raised basin that can be filled with water, and it just has like a bucket that is like used to like pour the water over you.
You have a bath site like here in your house.
I guess you could call it that. It's just basic.
It's nice.
Oh, it's basic. Pass it on.
Thank you. Yeah, no, you can get water from here.
A lot of the places I've stayed didn't. Besides the point, and she'll fill up the shield to an
If there's a
amount.
wash bin, then there's probably plenty of room for the silver and petals as well.
Yeah, if you just want
We would need to be under the moonlight, I believe.
The wash bin is
Step
perfect.
outside.
We can carry it.
It's like
Or-
inlaid in the wall.
Heckin',
Uh-oh.
Fenris is just standing there with her shield in between her hands, filled with water. Like, do I dump it out?
No, let's make our way outside. We
Okay.
can lead the Esper.
I'll
inside
help
after
her
she-
carry it.
I was gonna offer, but yeah, if you got it, cool.
No, yeah. No,
I think. Oh, if you
No, it's
insist.
okay.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Someone want
Thanks
to
for
open
the
the
help.
door?
I did not offer because she's stronger than me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, she's just
backwards.
as strong as me. My bad. No, never mind.
I'll open the door.
I'll go back. You can lead me. Just let me
Great.
know if I'm gonna bump into anything.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Okay.
All right.
We'll bring it outside.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, because there's
Maybe-
a lot of information there, you're taking specifically what outside?
The shield filled with
Oh, the
water.
shield
It's
full
like
of
a
water. Okay, because
basin.
you talked about the basin. Avi said the basin's in the wall, and then you guys kept referring to it as
Yeah.
it. So I'm just being clear.
Sorry.
So yet you fill it with water. It doesn't fill with a lot of water because it's a shield. It is concave, but is that the right one? Inwards concave or is that convex?
Concave.
Yeah.
Convex is outwards,
Concave.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heckin'. Words
Convex
are
shield? That'd be amazing.
I mean, the other side of the
Oh, yeah.
shield is technically.
Yeah.
But just like
You just flip it
the
around.
exterior one, yeah, just be a
Yeah.
weird looking design.
You fill it with an amount of water and you take it outside. It is large enough that it's ultimately 100 silver coins is not mass-wise a lot. You take them out. Do you want to do this just outside the house, or are you guys taking this to any,
Maybe
like, specific
around
area?
the back of my house.
Okay.
Once
You
that's
guys-
Some kind of
some
garden?
incense to help with
No.
the
You don't have, like, a
Esper
backyard?
mood. We'll just do some
Okay.
incense and stuff.
As you guys
Out of
take
respect.
this out back and you head out, it is just after the conversations and the searching and the preparing. It is just about coming up on midnight. You guys hastily take the pressed flowers that you had, which, just a reminder, you had about enough for this one summoning, ultimately. You take these flowers and you place them inside the shield filled with water, after which you take the coins, you place them in as well. You guys stand back and effectively have nothing to do past that point except for wait until the stroke of midnight. Given that there'd be about 5-ish minutes left, is there anything that you guys want to do?
Yes. Could
I'll,
I
like,
go
keep- oh, sorry.
around? Could I go around the immediate area and see if there's any people like just around? And if there are, I could give them like
Hey, here's some gold. Can you go away?
That's fair.
Roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
Could I help him?
So smart.
Yes, you roll one as well.
Hooray!
I'm glad someone else is rolling.
Oh boy.
Hey!
That's rude.
As you search around, there doesn't appear to be. You see, like, way in the distance, back in like the more crowded area of town, you do see there's like a fire from perhaps like a communal bonfire, but it's far enough away that you can barely even make out what it is. It just seems like a light in the middle of some houses, hundreds of feet away.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able
I
to
think we're
see it
good
if
fun.
not for the fact that it's light illuminating the darkness.
I think we're good. I don't think anyone's around. I think it's okay.
I'm sorry, I just keep getting freaked out by the tree.
It's okay. It's a
Good.
spooky tree.
Did it move? No, it didn't.
I don't know how I did it last time, but last time I was able to take one down, but I don't want to test it again.
Don't touch my tree.
Vogan just walks over, pushes the tree down. Anyways,
All of you.
And then a
There's some
huge
kind
ogre
of
comes out from
attachment
it,
to the
like last
tree.
time.
but
That our hobby.
yeah, well, you guys spend that time searching. The moon, though the movement is imperceptible between, like, obviously the highest point in the sky is at this point.
It is time.
Not
to
something you
declare.
can see, but there does come a moment where, as you guys are waiting, all the sound around you seems to cut out. It's almost like all of the crickets and insects of the night and the softly blowing wind, they seem to just go silent all at once. As this happens, and after a couple of seconds and you guys realize this, you see the water beginning to stir as if a drop of rain had struck the center of the shield full of water. A ripple goes outwards. The pressed flowers begin to rehydrate and become full and bloom outwards. They lift into the air, and a lot like the first time you guys did this, they seem to softly explode outwards, and the petals, I don't know why I can't fucking talk today. They scatter around the area. As this happens, you guys, from same as last time, see that in the distance everything seems to go this silvery gray, as if the color of the world, past like 20 feet beyond you guys, is erased and becomes monochromatic. Everything seems to stop. You also notice, because last time you did this, it was a full moon, you notice that the moon in the sky, from your perspective, snaps into being completely full.
Wow.
Whenever
I'd
it
like to
occurs.
imagine all of us are just sort of like standing there, like, you know, admiring it, but then there's Avi just like,
Yeah, you are very close to a new moon, to the point where I haven't actually talked about this, but the election is being held on a new moon when there would be none in the sky. So the sliver of moon that remains snaps outwards and seems to illuminate brightly as it becomes full. The coins gently lift into the air. They become marked with the celestial symbol for moon, and they begin to float around the area. The water itself scatters into drops and floats around the area with this combination of petals and water droplets that are refracting the moonlight scattered around you. And as it does, feathers begin to build up and form this little storm in the center around you guys that eventually takes shape into a large pair of silver wings cocooning an individual that's spread outwards. And I think I've shown you their art individually before, Hayden, but in case I haven't, you guys see for the first time in several weeks, their hands clasped together as if they're praying, their eyes closed and down whenever they appear. Heckin', become original size, you. The wings slowly spread to reveal the floating form of the silver esper, their hair gently floating as if not obeying gravity, very softly wisping around them. Their eyes open. They look towards the group of you, and a very soft but melancholic smile comes onto their face. There's a moment
a salute.
There's a moment of reverence and silence as this happens, as the world seems to have stopped around you, as the Esper appears. And her lips part, and very softly, "I'm glad to see that you're all well. I was wondering if you'd end up calling on me again ever."
We had always planned to, right, everyone?
I had meant to tell you, but I can take no action on my own, that after you left, Griffin came to me and made an hoping for your safety. They offered me a very large amount of their family's savings as thanks for what you did for them. I was able to return the favor. I lost track of you. But whenever the world collapsed around you, whenever you were inside the vault of Vestius, Griffin's blessing allowed me to help you to get out before you were crushed. I wanted you to know that they did this for you.
I thank you.
You should not be thanking me. Now, I believe that I know a general idea of what it is that you want from me. But why have you invoked me on this night?
To fuck with the tides. No, I'm kidding.
Damn!
Kill Murkwire. What must we trade you to kill Murkwire? Is it Flux? If we kill Flux, will you kill Murkwire?
Oh my god.
Lexi pushing Flux towards her.
Ma'am, can you heal
Steal
my
the blood of this
Sacrifice.
warforged on this table.
Ma'am, can you heal my amnesis? In return, I'll give you my robot.
I will
It would
remind
be
you
an honor, sir.
that for anything that I give you, you must give up something that is equivalent in value, or perform a service that is equivalent in value.
Are there any services that you have currently?
I would need to know what it is that you're asking from me.
Great lady, I ask you. He looks around everyone.
No.
I have obtained a.
He's gonna lift his helmet up.
Good call. Good call.
There we go.
On the record, I'm not saying it's annoying. We can just assume that you have the helmet on.
I know. I just like
just
You're
throwing it
a
out
big
there.
goof.
My bad.
Just because it makes your volume very inconsistent.
Ah, okay, gotcha. My bad. I came to ask you. I have been afflicted with a disease known as amnesis, a magical affliction of sorts that we have learned much of in the past little while. And I had hoped that you could cure me.
Those in front of me are those that the tides of fate part for. As I had told you before, your destinies are not fixed in the way that many mortal beings are. So, I am happy to continue to be of service to you and watch over you. However, amnesis. It is beyond my station to tell you more than you need to know. But I imagine you are already aware. Amnesis is the result of powerful divine hands clawing at the minds of mortal beings. Removing it involves more than simply curing a disease or purging a virus from your blood. Once afflicted, it is something that binds to your very essence. Its physical symptoms are merely a expression of its effects on your body and mind. To remove it would be similar to removing a very powerful curse, but it is possible. What do you consider to be equivalent to this? I cannot, unfortunately, return what has been lost. That which has taken the memories that you have lost up until now is unfortunately far beyond me, and even I cannot tamper with it, but I can prevent anything from happening further, if offered the right, equivalent price.
I do not have many things that I equate to my memories and myself. In fact, this is one of the most horrific things I can think of in my mind. The only thing I can think to offer you is my services, if you'll take them.
You accept money?
I also have money.
Though an expression of monetary loss can help to summon me, I'm afraid that unless you yourself consider money to be integral to your very being, it means nothing to the powers that be. It is just metal.
I would ask.
Perhaps it's your fault for not being greedier that I can't accept that.
I'm
very greedy. What if I gave you my money?
Aw.
She just looks at you with this very, knowing look, seemingly smiling faintly as if that is intended as a joke.
I wiggle my eyebrows at her.
Get her.
Fucking
You
he wishes, goddamn.
Just like, eh?
By the way, Aviana, by this point, there's been... initially, you had thought that it was the occurrence of summoning the Esper and the magical nature of it that was affecting you, but as the Esper's been in front of you, your feathers are they're tense. Your wings are tense. There's a part of your nature that is uncomfortable being around what is in front of you. You've been around beings... You've probably bumped into an Aasimar here. Well, you have. Argo.
Yeah.
He doesn't make you feel the way that you feel currently. Whatever this is, it's very new. It's as if you are completely opposed in nature to the Esper. Almost to the point where if you were more prone to violence, you would almost feel threatened enough to attack by the very nature of this thing being in front of you. But you have the good sense not to, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I'm just digging my nails kind of into my arm and just clenching my jaw.
You also note that as they've been looking around and talking, they have avoided looking at you during the entire encounter.
That's fair. Okay.
And it's very easy to tell where their eyes are because they're very stoic, and any small movement on them is comparatively massive.
Okay. Rude. Tell us how you really feel.
Who'd want to look at Abby?
Gee.
Hey.
You want to know if there's any services you could perform for me?
If you have any service that needs done, I can promise you it'd be done.
Before, there was a direct threat to me and the order that I represent when my throat just seized up, when Hrock was around. But unfortunately, no equivalent beast is here. However, if you are willing to perform an act that could be considered a great good, something that would benefit those here, that would restore order to the world, then I would be willing, I believe, to do this for you. Alternatively, if you do not have the time or resources, I have been watching and I know generally what you are trying to accomplish. If you do not have the time or resources to follow through on that, to restore an aspect of you and prevent it from decaying, I could take a small bit of aspects of you and all of those who support you. You have had no control over what you have lost. And so, if they were to agree to that, I would ensure that whatever is taken is also random. Whether it be a fragment of an individual's strength or intelligence, or their reflexes, force of personality.
Damn it.
A small bit
some
from everybody.
other-
Downgrades.
Skill.
Downgrades, people.
Also, Brad, your mic.
Your mic's doing the thing, Brad,
No!
If there was any other way, a great good, but what could I do?
She closes her eyes for a second, and then her wings, spread out, as if she's concentrating, as she is the full moon, the illusion of a full moon above you, begins to glow brightly, and this silverish aura seems to pass over it like a wave. everything goes monochromatic for a second. You guys sense this pulse of magic as if a radar ping was going out beyond the area that you're in. Then everything returns to the state that it was in. She opens her eyes. I mainly am concerned for things that are from beyond this plane and don't exist here. In this area, there is an aberration that has been drawn to the soulless, that is trying to feed on those who are weak and preying on the situation at hand. It is currently within this plane, though it will leave and go back to its own when it is done hunting. If you were to find this creature, known as a Kochleon, and kill it, and if you were to do so by sunrise, I would consider that to be a worthwhile venture and an equal trade, protecting the souls and minds of others in return for the safety of your own.
Can I roll like a nature or something check when she said like
Kochleon?
Yes,
So, you guys, so it is an aberration, so not like knowledge of nature would directly not help with it.
Gotcha.
Roll me straight out intelligence rolls.
Grapes.
Crap. All right.
Well,
Fogan!
Can I add a
Well,
flash of
let's
genius
see.
to it?
You flash a genius to it.
Can you add that to checks?
Let me. Yes, yeah, I can.
Then yes, you can.
Nice.
And then I'll use. Wait, no, it hasn't been a. Wait, have we had time to take a short rest?
I was actually going to say before we did this that if you guys wanted to, in the preparation for this, have taken a short rest, yes, you could have.
Yeah, please.
And
Not
then
that
I
I
will
won't get
add-
anything back.
I'll
Short
add
rested
save
you all.
face
If you guys
to it.
want to use
Guys.
HD, please go ahead and do so.
I don't
Yeah.
have any.
I'm gonna
Big
wait till
saving
everybody's
face
done
to
doing
it.
these rolls.
Oops, sorry.
No, you're all good.
Oh.
I'll just do them.
That should have
pretty
been
good.
higher.
Just gonna sit here in pain.
What is your intelligence norm? Well, you used it and then.
Yeah, that's what it would have been straight out, but it didn't apply to my.
I'm gonna use favor with mine.
Alrighty.
Ooh,
Go ahead and add a +3 to it.
Yep. Is that automatically parsed in?
No, you'll have to use it yourself.
Just making sure.
Hey.
Nice. Damn.
So, Flux. All of you go ahead and keep using HD if you want to. I've applied the short rest. Flux, Miriam, I'm gonna say, Miriam, roll as if you were rolling history. Just because being a bard, you may have read something that pertains to this.
History? Alright.
Yeah. We'll treat the roll as if it was the same. So what if you rolled a 12 and then a 3, what would your history have been?
That would have been, instead of a +1 for intelligence, would have been +7, so add,
You would have had a 22, right? Okay, so yeah, the two of you between this. You've heard about creatures that go by that name before. And Flux, you've heard about it in your studies because those that come from where you are, they tend to study a broader range of creatures, and aberrations are actually interesting because they're so different and outside the natural order. You two both know that a Kochleon is an aberration that resembles a very large otherworldly shell. It's this massive creature that seems to just be almost a void contained within a carapace from which tendrils are said to reach out, and there's stories about it latching onto the souls of creatures and pulling them from their bodies into the void inside and consuming them, and making it part of them. The most alarming thing that you would remember, and I would say that Miriam, because of the folklore aspect, you would be the one that knows this. Creatures killed by Kochleons, their souls are consumed in such a way that they become a part of them, and anything that has been killed by them has never been able to be restored back to life. Except short of stories of like divine intervention.
through miracles and otherwise. Particularly
It is
impressive
often
stuff.
thought that the souls that are consumed by it become part of an amalgamation that's inside of it, and that those souls are corrupt and merged with the creature. They're said to be very dangerous, that they would appear in areas where people are full of discontent and weak, and in the wake of other tragedies, they're intelligent enough to appear and know that they may be able to feed in certain areas without being caught, while larger threats are pulling the attention of others. In this case, the soulless are the effective distraction. There's also stories of them often having certain other aberrations that they bind to their will and hold with them. Stories even of, they've been said to take the bodies of humanoids and drag them with them, and later will appear with minions that come along with them and seem to be the subjugated versions of the creatures they consume.
I'm so glad that it was Flux and Miriam that got this, because legitimately, as soon as that was said, I just looked to Flux and Miriam.
Everybody, just in case you guys missed it, everybody who used hit die regained 3 more hit points as well.
Yeah, I could target y'all, so just have to add it yourself.
Yay! I'm all healed up.
Me too.
So you guys would know about that. That's the extent of what you guys would know about them.
Nice.
Gotcha.
They're interplanar scavengers that go after areas that have been stricken with tragedy, where they can hunt without being found.
Quite the heroic feat to take one of those things out, but
Indeed.
dangerous.
Exactly how dangerous?
From what I remember, if something like that takes you out, it's not an easy trip back, and your soul's more likely gonna kind of mix with its, and you go where it goes.
Then we should do something about it with or without this.
It's really risky though, Quinn.
Yeah. It's affecting the soulless. That's already
I'm going.
a problem.
If I can, I will pose you this deal. If you wish to hunt it, I can tell you where it is, but if I provide you with that information, then we must be considered to have entered into a bargain. As such, there will be consequences, depending on failure. Do you all accept that? The exact terms that I'm proposing are, I can tell you where this currently is, and it is not terribly far. You could reach it tonight, but if you do not kill it by sunrise, then the other option will come to pass, and an aspect of each of you will be taken, both as payment for the information about where it is, and to heal Quintus. Otherwise, if you find and kill it on your own, then I can still consider our bargain to be complete, but this creature will be very hard to find.
I believe we should do it.
Not make that decision myself.
Miriam and Flux want to do it.
I'm not in great shape, but I think I could definitely help out.
I will not be of magic aid. My healing may be a little less helpful than usual.
Vogan, Lexi, you need to rest up tonight.
Well, so does Fenris.
Fuck, I thought it said, my bad. Vogan, Fenris, not Lexi.
Lexi needs to rest too.
She does need to rest, but, you know, I didn't say it to Kitty.
And Mary. Equality.
Fenris, Vogan, you need to rest tonight.
Assuming we do this quickly enough, then that's not an issue.
Yeah.
Indeed. I believe we will need to be... We will need as much help as we...
Yes, but what aspects will be taken from us if we fail?
If you fail, a very small part of each of you. Simply an aspect of, as I said, your strength, your cunning, your intelligence.
To use game terms,
A random stat.
points from a random stat from each of you.
Yeah.
And by points, I mean a point from each of you.
Yeah.
And it will be determined randomly. It will be rolled d6 and then just go down the list of them, but it will be from each of you, including Quintus.
Is it possible we can speak
Oh
privately, Esper?
no! Including Quinn?
Yep, he also has a stake in his own restoration.
No, I know, but he's already lost so much.
You know.
I'm already the
I
If
lowest.
the
know,
powers
but-
that be were compassionate, that may matter.
That's fine. That's
Oof.
Yeah, I know.
Heck in.
Big oof.
You were saying, Miriam?
Is it possible I can speak privately with you, Esper? I don't know if that's possible with gestures at the group.
Do the rest of you consent to that?
Sure.
I don't
One
like it, but
second.
okay.
Certainly.
You see her wings ruffle slightly. They
Yeah, I'm
spread
fine
out.
with
As they do, everything becomes monochromatic, except for Miriam and the Esper. The rest of you are going to be effectively frozen in place, as if frozen in time. Do you want me to pull you to a different call, Miriam?
I hate you!
Go ahead, Miriam. The rest of them become completely still. You see them moving almost as if they're in slow motion, but you can't hear them, and you assume they can't hear you.
I would like to propose the same deal, but I don't think it's fair to them to put this on the line, especially someone like Avi, who we just met.
What?
Could we do the same thing, but if we fail, can I take their punishments for them? If you
would
need
take
something else, I can offer more.
You would take such a great loss onto yourself in place of all of the others?
Yes.
You understand what a large effect that may have on you.
I don't think we'll fail. Is kind of what I'm riding on, but I would offer other things had we not had this option. I'm just lucky enough this is something we might be able to succeed at.
Yes. If the time comes for that, and if that is what you wish, then it will be taken from you. I'm fine with that, especially since Quintus means more to you than to the others.
Then it's a deal.
Is this something you wish to keep between us?
Yes.
Very well. Then I will speak to the others as if the other deal was still in place.
And we go back.
Oh,
And everything... Color returns! What were you nerds talking about while we were gone?
Nothing.
Stupid
Nothing.
You're talking about dicks?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah,
I
you
just
know
like-
it.
I just like go between them. Should we leave while you want to talk?
Oh, I think
I don't
Well,
think
you
that
know,
will
Brett,
be...
always talking about them.
I don't
dicks.
think that will be an
Shut
issue.
up.
The matter has been resolved.
Alright. I just wanted to know.
Does that have to be the punishment?
As things currently stand, those are the offers I could make you. You could offer other things, but whenever I tried to search the area for something that was fitting for what you were trying to do, hunting the Koch Leon was the only thing that felt equivalent. And in regards to the symbolic trading of aspects of yourself, it is the most fitting way to represent you all taking a loss in return for you, Quintus, becoming whole again. It accounts for them making up for that which you may lose in the future.
would that count for memories as well?
No, you will not lose memories.
If we wanted to bargain with such.
Unfortunately, amnesis is far more than the simple loss of memories. Undoing the magic is the miracle that I will attempt to perform. The loss of memories is its effects, but I shall put it this way. If you wished to prevent the loss of memories only, I may be able to do that in exchange for them. But Quintus would still have amnesis, and his mind would still begin, and personality, his sense of self, would continue to degrade. That one symptom would be dealt with, but the effect on his sanity would remain, and he would
Understood.
still be contagious.
What about something physical that you think is ingrained in who you are?
And what would that be? You would need to offer it.
I'm gonna pull out my mom's wind fan.
You see her. Her body has been floating almost motionless. Her wings seem to move and like rustle in slow motion. As you pull that out, her eyes widen slightly, and you see her actually move away from you. She glides about half a foot back from you.
No, that is beyond me. I cannot touch that.
What the
Oh.
It is beyond my station to claim items like that and remove them from the world. To do so would be violating my station. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Sure.
Impressive fan.
It doesn't. I'll just clip it back onto my belt then. Sorry, that's all I had, Quinn.
No, it's...
You shouldn't have to give up, especially whatever it is now. You got me curious.
Esper,
Me too.
I agree to do this myself. If you tell me where to go, I'll go, and whoever goes with me will understand what they're giving up. If you wish to have something done before sunrise, I believe I'm the best person for that.
It's not like you weren't going to go anyway, Quinn. Let's be real.
However, he looks back over toward the others. If you... This isn't an act of our friendship. If any of you need to stay, you stay.
I unfortunately can't regenerate myself anymore. For today, at least.
I can handle this.
Quintus.
I may not have shown myself great at the tournament against Murkwire, but I can handle anything else out there. If any of you need to sit back and rest, then do so.
Know that if you face this on your own and it kills you, there is no way that you could be brought back.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, if something happens to you while we're all just like sleeping so that we can be in a tournament, that's not okay.
I also wouldn't want any of you to have to do that. But I know that I will not be by myself because I know at least one of you are going to come no matter what I say. He just like looks over at Kitty.
I will go as well.
And Flux has already shown themselves to be willing to go as well.
I go where I am needed.
I find that to be truly honorable of both of you. If there's something out there that the three of us can handle,
probably
I haven't seen it.
I must clarify, Quintus, that the deal that I made in regards to your friends and all of those present here, it does not change based on who goes with you.
Way.
For you to be healed, all those who stand here with you would have to agree to give up a part of themselves. The weight of all those who support you giving up that aspect of themselves. That is the deal, the secondary part of it. Unfortunately, if you choose to try to take fewer people with you, you lessen the value of the consequence, and as such, it will not be adequate. I will say, if at least 4 of you go, I will consider that to be optimal at this point. If you wait beyond...
And Fenris will just walk over to Quintus, stand behind him.
Well, Fenris is going, and I'm going.
I carry
my axe.
Yo, right, that's what's happening right now.
You have my hammer!
He just smiles at the two of them as they come over.
It's simple, guys. All we gotta do is not fail.
Well, that's so easy.
I mean, we did fine with, points at your bracelet, Mr. Lappy Silva there.
That's true.
I'm sure we can come up with a sufficient plan.
I will hit it with lightning.
That is a good start.
Let's see if we can't knock this out quickly.
If anyone's got a little healing, I'll come along, but...
How bad are you?
How much
How big is your ouchie?
girl?
Is it a moderate ouchie?
I
bigger
am.
ouchie?
It's a heavy ouchie, according
It's a
to
heavy
combat
ouchie. I've got 42 wounds, so I'm a hurt boy. Yeah,
Let me see
and
what I can do. Let me see what I can do. Let me look.
below second level, not gonna do my
Making them bird noises again.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Alvi pulls out binoculars real quick.
Fairly sure I could cast Cure Wounds on you.
I could do that. I could expend 2 uses of my... Well, stepping out of game, let me speak in technical terms. If I use 2 uses of my Arcanist gloves, I can heal you at 4th level.
Hey.
Damn.
So you're gonna try to like cast it at 2nd and then boost it up twice?
Yep, which means I'm at a 2nd level spells.
And
then
you're doing.
Sorry.
So is that what you're doing then?
I guess we're doing this.
So Fenris, burn the uses of the Arcanist glove and burn the 2nd level spell slot. But when Fenris tries to heal you, Avi, the positive energy that fills you doesn't seem to properly restore you. The Cure Wounds, unfortunately, has no effect on you.
Oh no.
I wanna cry! Why did I forget this?
The gloves only work on 1st level spells.
No,
that's not the problem.
Oh, Blue. Oh, Bubba Grill.
Fenris, roll me Arcana.
Well, you know, in character, I didn't know this, so this will
Yep,
be...
no, that's
It's
a good bridge to cross right now, apart from like in battle.
I have no... Well, I'm glad that didn't register.
Roll
Did I
Arcana,
register
please,
for you?
Fenris.
I rolled it, but it didn't register. No complaints.
No.
Is it really not registering any of these?
I registered you
Give it a
taking off
sec,
the
maybe?
Arcanist gloves, but it's not registering your roll.
I'm rolling right now. Oh,
Yeah.
Connection lost. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, just give it a sec then.
Oh, bread.
Okay.
Glad we found this out, not in battle now.
Comes back.
Oh,
Okay,
there
that
it
is
is.
so much
14.
better than everything else.
So you would know, you would understand your own spell well enough to know that the only way that Cure Wounds would not affect somebody, unless there was a case of they were damaged by something that prevented them from regaining their strength, which you know is not the case. Yeah. The only way that it would not have any effect is if you were trying to heal an undead or a construct, because their physiology does not lend itself to being repaired in that way.
No one's saying anything, so I'm starting to think I'm the only one that didn't know this out of character.
Oh, you weren't aware?
I don't think I was aware, no.
I was not aware.
Don't worry, everyone never know. Don't worry about it. If you guys stumble onto it in game, that's cool. But for those that know, don't even bring it up. Just let this be a mystery.
I didn't fucking forgot too.
Sorry to make you waste your magic there.
No, we should.
Why are you with Argo?
It's okay. I guess this was an experience to learn more about you. So
Usually
worth
when Argo
it.
cast magic, he would make sure it was extra strength for me.
Okay. Shoot.
Peculiar.
Well.
Don't know why.
You don't know why.
Mechanically, Aviana, you would know that Healing Word and Cure Wounds specifically do not affect you.
Yep.
But that other healing spells do.
I am not telling the truth.
Hold on. Let me just do a little. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's unfortunate. That must be something you're wearing, I guess.
That was a save
Who
also.
knows?
Yeah.
But you did get a 20, so...
Yeah.
Sold.
If you were attempting to like make a wisdom check to figure it out,
Nah, I'm just seeing if I'm like figuring out if she's lying to the group or if she genuinely doesn't know.
Well, that would have been insight, is what
Yeah.
you would have needed there. But again, you rolled a 20, so if you're... In that case,
I'm just
Avi,
going
you rolled
with what
deception.
she's saying. No.
Yeah,
Avi
I-
seems to be dodgy about the subject, and seems to be avoiding something, but you don't know if she's outright lying. What she's saying is technically true.
I'll make an extra strength next time. Don't worry about it.
I'll just do it fourth, I'll just do it 5th level. Here we go. It's the higher level.
Well, what happened? Did it not work?
What kind of fucking godsend cleric must Argo be?
That's what I was saying, because Quintus just sits there like, I'm pretty sure Argo was it.
Must be.
Maybe it's a sword thing.
Guess I'm in a funk.
Usually,
my bad.
Usually I can regenerate myself, but I had to when we were fighting Tenebros, so... I can sit this one out. If anything, I can give you guys stuff to bring with you.
Anything could help. She's just looking at her gloves still.
Yeah,
really
we
pretty
don't want
upset.
anything. We don't want anything to happen to you, Abby.
I don't want anything to happen to you guys.
There's nothing
I think
to.
she likes us, you guys.
Are
I
you
feel
going
like
to
she
sit out
deals
as well,
with us.
Vogan?
What?
Are you going to sit out as well?
I'll go.
Yes, you should.
He hadn't said he was going yet, so that's why I was bringing
very
him up.
blunt.
Yeah, I was waiting for
Make
it. I was
it-
waiting for him to
make
be like,
an
I'm
eye
fighting
on
for
that.
lady
Y'all
tomorrow.
kept
I'm
fucking
not
talking.
going."
I'm fucking fighting. I'm fucking doing this for fighting lady. Screw you
Yo,
guys.
yeah, that's what I thought he was gonna say. I was like, that's fair.
It's like, I gotta
honestly.
conserve my energy. I don't want to die.
I don't want you to take away one of my strengths. It'll just get replenished by my belt.
That's technically true. If he loses strength, it will just remain at the same number despite the actual score going down.
Man, you
God
better
damn.
pray, boy.
That's the benefit. It's
You
the
are
good
coming,
side of
right?
items that set you at a number. The bad side is benefits can't push that higher ever.
Bogan, you are coming, right?
Yes, I'm going.
Okay, just checking. Just, checking in with the Bogan.
Vogan in characters like, you think I'll miss this party? Spencer
Yo,
out of
yeah.
characters like, you think I've missed this XP?
Yo, yeah.
I'm so close to level 8, you don't know.
Goodness gracious.
Tell us then, please. Where is this monster so that we can remove it from this world?
Whenever it is not hunting, it hides itself, using illusions. However, it has small creatures called Sema. These creatures, they act as its eyes. They move about, searching. It is never far from them. And these creatures currently, as I can feel them, there are some that are off in a ravine that is fairly close to here. You would be able to travel there and back within a few hours. If you go and find them, and if you threaten the Sema, its servants, it will likely come and confront you.
Will we need to be back here by sunrise?
You do not have the means to summon me again currently. That's why we have to enter into a bargain that has a time at which it would expire. At sunrise. At 6 p.m. If this has not been
AM?
completed. AM.
There
Leave
you
me
go.
alone. At sunrise.
I'm just making sure.
At sunrise down.
Damn it, Lex, you just lost us 12 hours.
At sunrise. At 6 a.m. When the light begins to creep over the horizon, our deal will be considered concluded one way or the other. Unless you get the means to summon me again, you will not be able to come back to me. So, unfortunately, I will not be able to personally deliver the boon to you. Is this acceptable?
Pains me to say goodbye to you again so soon, but we'll see you again later. I accept.
One of the few graces that I am able to give to people is the ability to call upon me, even when they're not at my shrine. I have not given that to many people, but I am happy to assist you in times of need. Though I cannot disrupt the order of the world, I do find you who is not tethered by a set destiny to be fascinating. And maybe someday, there are greater uses I may be able to find for you. As such, I am happy to help.
Perhaps one day we can bring you around just to chat.
Unfortunately, that is not exactly my purpose.
You're just gonna find something that we consider worth your time.
The physical self that you see in front of you is just a representation of a higher order. I am afraid you would not find me terribly enjoyable on a casual basis. This body you see is more of an interface that I use to communicate. But if to spend time with a being that has no true self is what you're looking for, I'm sure there's some deal that could be struck. Perhaps.
We'll hold you to that.
Hey Esper, do you want to join the highest standard?
No, right, that's what this fucking
Shut
is,
up! No
though.
spoilers!
Are you stinky?
She looks out towards, like, a way out of the city, back to a one of the more hilled areas of the countryside.
If you seek that way and search for, it's not even a terribly deep ravine, a ravine that is outside the city by about an hour, hour and a half. Search for the small humanoid creatures that prowl the trees, and by humanoid they are... You will know them. They are grotesque. Find them, threaten them, and the Koch Leon will certainly appear to you. It doesn't stay very far from civilization and sources of prey.
Thank you.
Until we meet again, I wish you all the best. May the grace of the Eight be with you.
You see her begin folding her wings back around herself. Her entire body becomes a silver as the wings form a cocoon around her entirely. They take on this total loss of color. They seem to contract very quickly and like tighten in around her and then explode outwards into just a storm of feathers. The coins that are in the air dissolve away as if suddenly made of dust. The little bits of water floating around, they dissolve with this light, not upsetting, but this soft hissing sound in the air, and the feathers that surround you guys begin to dissipate into tiny little motes of light.
Logan,
Yes.
I have a question.
What is your question?
How long do I need to rest for a long rest?
8 hours.
For-
You do not have time for a long rest.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
you?
Fenris it's
4.
four.
4.
Oh, yeah, I was saying hers
Okay,
is 4,
cool.
yeah.
Sorry, 4 for you.
Cool,
yeah.
cool. Okay. Okay.
Everyone else is 8.
Which would take you to 4 a.m.
We can do it in 2 hours. Let's
I'm
not.
not. Listen, I'm not. No. I'm not saying. I'm saying. I was asking for merely afterwards.
That's like
Once
20. That's like.
Once I vanquish this
20,000
thing,
Like-
I might just be like, Aviana, carry me.
Damn.
Oh wait, you're not even.
Yeah, she's not going. Yeah, shit.
Son of a bitch.
I don't know.
It's fun.
We'll be back at sunup, Avi. With good
Be
news.
careful. I'm gonna look in my inventory here real quick.
I don't think careful's in our inventory vocabulary.
Oh, shoot.
I don't think the highest standard is capable of careful.
Doubly
Well,
so
now-
now that we're iocane.
That's not the truth. I'm gonna
of
pull
that.
out. I'm gonna pull out Stillweave that I'd been using. Not sure if any of you need an extra weapon, but this thing, it's pretty helpful.
Looks at Lexi.
What kind of weapon is it?
Dagger.
Oh, it
It's
is.
a
It is a dagger.
Oh.
It's a dagger.
Looks at
where-
Lexi even stronger.
Stillweave is a dagger that requires attunement. It is a +1 dagger, but it has the effect that when it hits people, they have to make a saving throw against it, and if they fail it, it covers them in webs that it generates, which give them a reduction to movement and attack rolls and such. I believe it's up to 5 times, if I recall. I can't remember.
I
what the
believe
limit on
so,
it is.
yes.
How long does it take to attune to something?
It would take an hour.
And it's like an hour-and-a-half walk, so in theory it could be done.
It would take, an hour of fiddling with it and moving with it, as long as you're not doing anything terribly heckin' strenuous.
Okay. Here, just get on my back and then fiddle with it.
Yeah, it is a bonus action to activate it. It starts producing webs when you do so. Creature must make a DC 14 strength save or be covered in the webs. Creature covered in the webs loses 5 feet of their movement unless it is hover or teleportation. And they suffer a -1 penalty to attack rolls. It can stack on them up to 5 times, lowering their movement speed and attack rolls each time. Creature that is large or larger has advantage on the saving throw. And then it can use its action to try to do a strength check to pull the webs off of itself.
Interesting.
I'll crouch down to Lexi.
You don't have to give it to me just because Fenris is staring at me. Like, it's your call who you want to give it to.
I just know you like daggers, that's awesome.
I do like daggers.
I do too. Yeah. You think I'd give you anything, Miriam? Be quiet.
I mean, I don't know. You've seen my place. I've seen yours. I feel like we're making good progress here.
Oh my goodness. Well, Lexi, this was very helpful when I first met Miriam Quintus. So,
Pats. Pat.
You want to give it a go?
Okay, like I can try it. Thank you very much, Abby. And then I'm gonna hug her.
Ew.
Take for a moment, and my arms just kind of like go up, like, oh god, don't touch me. Like, and very slowly, I will hug you back, very gingerly.
Gingerly, good color choice.
You're right.
All right, so you're giving Lexi Stillweave then?
Yeah, so should I just put it in the party?
I got the sheets open. I'll move it.
Okay.
Alright, so Lexi's given me a dagger. You've given Lexi a dagger. So do I give you a dagger now?
I mean, I'm always
Ma'am,
open
you
to
give
more
me a sword though, so that's like a whole thing.
I'm also going to go on your sheet.
Sword's not a dagger, Lexi.
And technically, you guys.
And you give me a lucky one.
You guys gave me a weapon, so I think we're squared up.
And it's kind of like a big dagger.
This one's like a big dagger.
If you gave it to a giant, I suppose. Well, depends on the giant.
I have so many things on my sheet.
I felt that.
God damn.
Just, I'll release Lexi.
Why is a bunch of you? What the heck? Actually, on your sheet, heckin' Deathstroke, Cunning Action, and whatnot, Sneak Attack are all listed under magic items for some reason.
Weird.
Huh.
Strange.
Where's still?
Obviously letting go of me.
And then there's another category called Items Magic. What the fuck? Why did that all get put under Magic Items when you have an Items Magic category? Anyways.
The fuck?
Anyway, Stillweave is there and it's already programmed in and stuff. It doesn't have a limit on uses. You can just use it repeatedly. Bam, there it is.
Okay. Heck yeah.
Reminder, it is a bonus action to use it. So if you choose to use it, you are doing it instead to do the effect, I mean.
Yeah.
So if you do that, you can't make your claw attack.
Okay.
But it is a dagger, so you are proficient with it, and it's a light weapon, so you can do your sneak attack with it. So you could, in theory, sneak attack / still like magic effect somebody with it if you hit them properly.
Okay.
Sneak attack web, run away.
Yeah, basically.
Like, it's got a range thing on it. Can I still use like the web
You can throw
thing
it
by throwing it? Ooh,
It's a dagger. You can throw it if you wish to.
Ooh.
And it's a very rare magic item.
It's very. Oh, jeez.
Because it's heckin'.
It's a named weapon.
It's a named weapon with unlimited uses that may or may not have been stolen from someone in the tournament. It's fine.
No!
As soon as you get it, Lexi, I'd like you to roll me wisdom. Roll me a wisdom check.
I forgot. Oh yeah. I didn't think about that.
I'm real dumb.
Lexi, you've seen this in use before. When you were watching the tournament, the Tabaxi that was fighting used a dagger that at least was another version of this, at least another version of it, to produce similar effects. And you also, I don't, you didn't talk to him, did you? I'll also note that person, whenever you guys were all gathering to see who was going to join who at the gathering for the next round of the tournament, that Tabaxi slip dangle. They seem to be avoiding anyone who might ask them to join and looked very disgruntled. And when you bet them, I believe you talked to them at the party as well, they seemed also very upset about something.
Oh no.
But no, you recognize this dagger, I guess, is my main point.
He's gonna like look at it and then look back at her and kind of squint. Like,
Blank face.
Okay.
What?
Thank you very much for the dagger, Avi. I appreciate it very much. I'm gonna put it away. It's been like, I'm on to you, girl.
Old habits die hard.
That's true. I'll be sure to give it back once we come back.
Yeah, just come back, okay?
I'd very much like to.
Will there be tea when we come back?
I can prepare tea when you come back, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is
That's
that
the way to
one of
relax
your
after a hard
hobbies?
mission.
Do you collect rare and exotic teas?
God darn, microphone.
Define rare and exotic. As in
I don't know.
sometime... oh, here's the deal. I'll tell you more about that when you come back.
Oh, that's a death flag there, Avi.
If you want rare and exotic teas,
No, right.
you can't spell Quintus without tea.
All right, we need to leave.
All right,
All
how
right,
about you
so
guys
as-
go, and I will see you when you come back.
I start pushing Quintus.
As you guys head out to do this, I believe we are going to take a quick break. And then you guys are gonna head out to go fight a boy.
Aaron, what the
I
fuck
would-
did you say?
Yeah.
Yo, chat, don't talk about anything that they said in private, obviously.
I will bug Miriam about
Be right
it
back.
later.
Aaron, what the fuck did you say?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna. Ooh.
Man.
I would have gone with you guys, but I'm too fucked up. I will go down
No,
immediately.
it's fine.
It's
you can take all the
fair.
XP, Hayden.
I
It's fine.
getcha.
I would.
What is
I,
going on with your
No,
microphone?
what is your mic?
What?
Is it still doing it? I can't
It's
hear
doing
anything.
it, yeah.
It's still doing it.
I can't
There's
hear
a
anything.
tone.
Oh
It
my
sounds
God,
like an
I'm
Amber
actually
Alert.
worried.
That might be my
it's a
refrigerator.
meme, but I'm actually worried.
I'm back.
Maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna.
What's up?
Okay, you tell me. Okay.
Aaron, what the fuck did you tell her?
Oh, just
Did
had
it
questions.
stop?
It
What
just
kind of
stopped.
questions?
It's my refrigerator, you guys.
What kind
Well,
of questions, Aaron?
Your
It's
fridge is buzzy.
yeah.
The
Are you sure y'all don't have me turned up too much?
Yes. I had you at 100%, and then I turned you up to 200 to hear it better, and I was like, "That's a high-pitched noise." And
Have you
then I turned it
considered
back
your
down.
fridge is too loud?
Oh, here, let me turn down my refrigerator. There's the volume
Thank you.
knob
I'm the
right
volume
here.
knob, nerd.
Dude,
That explains why it's
refrigerators
periodic.
come with...
So yeah, well, like you know, what
No,
do you
they
think?
don't. Yeah,
I don't know.
I just wanted to see if something else would
What
work.
were you about
They
to
said no.
say?
Mind your
What was it?
business,
What
Spence.
was the other thing?
Yeah, shame. I guess we'll never know.
Oh
Aaron.
no.
Aaron, please.
Listen, alright, if you want to not be terrified, all you have to do is give me a big ol' hug.
I
And
will.
let's go kill an evil shadow
Well,
soul-stealing
listen,
lion.
They said it wouldn't work, right? So like you can still say it.
No, because it's still a secret.
Why is this a secret?
Because I have many secrets.
But from me, Aaron?
Yeah, especially from you, bitch. What do you mean?
Oh, Army of One, thank you for another $30.
Woo.
But Aaron, don't you remember the slump?
No, that's the point.
The what?
Oh, gee.
Oh Does Hayden know? Hayden knows about the swamp by now, right? She has to.
They've heard some of the BS vagaries about the swamp.
All right, good.
Yeah, I think they're acquainted with it.
Good.
Sometimes you just gotta party with a bog hag or a nice old lady who lives outside of town. One or the other.
Either way, date their daughter or something. I don't know.
Whatever happened, I don't know. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs and go on a multi-day journey to a bog.
Not as great as it sounds.
Man, Quintus and Miriam were quite the duo.
Losers?
No! I love them!
You can be losers and be great.
Here's the thing. We can't do it now because we can't do it now because we've been in constant danger. But like, who knows? Like the in-between campaigns. I don't know.
No, I'm not gonna phrase it like that. I had foresight for the first time ever. Never mind.
Finally.
Hey! You're gonna get crit on it. You're not gonna get it. Listen here, Spencer. You're playing a dangerous game because if you get crit on a whole bunch,
if you
and
die
then
here,
you don't
you
get
die
to rest.
in real life.
Yeah, man.
Listen here. You should be nice to me.
Worth it.
How
Absolutely.
how will Albie feel?
I mean, I'm kind of flattered.
How will
I'm
Albie
glad
feel
it's
if one of
worth
us
it.
doesn't come back?
Really
Not...
fucking guilty. I want to tell you, that's not even gonna be like. That's just gonna happen immediately.
Maybe I'll go and stay with Tantia for the evening, and we'll just not bring it up with her. So
I've been thinking about this like deal with the Esper for like so long, and one of the things that I'm glad that we got to do this game was that I was wondering what would happen if all of you just started being like, oh, well, we can offer this and we can offer this, and like, so I was thinking like, how would Quintus take that? And there's one part of me of like Quintus going, no, guys, don't do that, blah, 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 honor, blah. But then there's another part of it where like I was thinking about, I'm just like, Quintus would respect their decision. So as long as they chose to do something, then he would be like, it would be dishonorable to tell them no at that point. Like it would go against them. To do that. So that's how I decided to play Quintus with it, and I'm glad that it kind of got to happen. Where like, all of you guys had to do a thing, and he's just like, I'll go do it, and whoever decides to come with me, that like it's on them. Like. I'm not going to say you're not because you all. I'm not going to say that you guys aren't going to because you're all fucking heroes.
I just realized the raffle has technically already ended. I think.
Oh jeez.
One sec.
As Fenris, I'm very sad that the Esper wouldn't like accept what I was suggesting, but I, as Brett, am very glad that the Esper was like, no.
I feel like this was definitely a thing where it's like. Stats had to exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you already lost a stat.
So chat. Since the I'm not gonna make a habit of this, but since the raffle technically ended and we're on break, how many people do we have? How many subs do we have currently? I think we have like probably like I'll switch over to find out. 1 sec. I got a thing that tells me 419. I'm gonna choose 4 winners right now. And if those 4 people follow the instructions and respond and whatnot by the time we hit the end, then I won't pick any more, but you have until the end of the session to do it. I figure there's a greater chance more of the people that entered are here right now. So the winners of the raffle, which is for the Vigilante, are Boop, Pagan Crusader, Ron J. Thickness, Heartsworn 99, and Mini Dewey. So you guys, if you respond and follow the instructions and whatnot, by the time we are done, then cool. If not, anyone who hasn't responded, by the time we're done, we will remove you and choose more people afterwards.
I was kind of hoping 2 more people would say A.
Looks like Heartsworn and Ron did not immediately respond. Heckin', but yeah. If we hit a point where we're doing breaks after it's ended, I guess I'll try to do this more, but it just occurred to me it might be an easier way to give people more time.
Yeah.
Since no one else can enter anyways. Heckin'.
So Karen, are you heckin' attuning to that and just like getting on like fucking Like just get on the Quinn or like get on the Vogan.
I think I got him, man. Just like fucking twirling it around. Who wants to give Lexi a piggyback?
I'll do it. I'll do
Oh,
it for
shit.
preservation.
There you go.
How dare you?
I love how we have this conversation. I wasn't even
Yeah, you
thinking about it.
stay back.
We have this fucking conversation about stealing things, and I hand you a stolen thing.
So like, I can't
you know-
lecture you about it right now.
Look, Lexi,
It's
I
gonna,
just-
fucking,
lecture
what's the
me when
point
you
in me
come
being
out.
like, I'm not gonna take it now. It's gonna be of use.
Look, Lexi,
I'll
let me
lecture
give you
you
the benefits.
later.
I'll give you the benefits
fine.
of writing.
How dare you
on-
steal, fellow rogue who only steals to protect
Yeah,
their
I
community?
know, I'm such a
Yep.
dick.
I stole it because I'll tell you later, Lexi. It's
Yeah, it's
fine.
fine. It's
Just
fine.
say it at home and not in front of anywhere near the Platinum District.
So, Avi, what's up with your fan? What's up with your fan, Avi? Why doesn't the Esper want you?
Dude, I have my theories. I'm writing theories in my notebook right now, but fucking.
It's
Yeah.
a dark constellaquary of darkness.
Ollie's fan is the Eye of Vecna.
Oh my god.
No,
Holy shit.
no, fucking-
I enjoy that in quick succession, you had your fan rejected and Fenris's healing fell through.
Dude,
I did not know any
Not
I didn't know
great.
anything was weird. Like
I mean, it's
what?
not. Don't worry about it.
You're either a, I mean, you're either a construct or an undead, and I'm pretty sure one of those is more likely than the other. What the hell are you doing with Argo?
The Tenebros said what I was when we were on the cathedral roof, but I don't know.
Did
if
he?
you remember. Yeah.
Watching
called
that
me-
back, shit.
A demon. Yeah.
He straight up was just like, "What up, Hanyo?" And I'm like,
Oh yeah, well I knew that, but I didn't know
Yeah.
you were an undead.
I don't know. Am I?
That's what.
Aviana, I don't understand why this healing didn't work. Beep boop. I don't understand either. I am normal, girl.
I am normal, girl.
Why do you think I'm so detached from my own emotions? Fucking, I'm a robot.
I see nothing strange here.
Because like that's one thing, because like we know at that point, at this point, out of character, we know that Argo has to know, because Argo heals you stronger, and but like Argo hates undead like with a passion. Yeah. It's like
listen, Avi's cool.
He hates a very
Tantia.
specific
Avi's
undead
cool.
more than
He has
Yeah.
discernment. He doesn't look at a person's stat block and go, "You're undead, so I hate you."
Well, I'm
He
just
should,
saying,
though.
like he knows
He
that
should.
his healing doesn't work, so it's like
It's also, while we don't know all of the specifics of Argo, his specific hate boner for undead seems to come from a pretty core place around the Crystal Queen.
Yeah.
So, as long as you assist in some indirect way in obliterating the Crystal Queen, he's probably a lot more likely to be chill with you.
that's true.
Also,
Yeah.
Aviana's heckin' cool.
Yep.
Oh, thank you.
That's true.
So
Also,
Lexi,
at that point, she was also doing like the tongue kissing with Tantia.
that's
And
very
if he's like, that needs to be smited, but Tantia, who also hates undead, seems chill with them, so,
Very
yeah,
chill
I don't
with
want to
them.
receive a Tantia fist to the face.
So
fine.
Fenris is gonna try to carry you, Lexi, but let me tell you the benefits. Let me tell you the benefits of letting me carry you.
I don't really understand why there's like
I
such
have
a debate, but go.
I have Slipstream Vault. We can fly in the air.
Okay. However, alternative point. Quintus is contagious.
Yeah.
I have a helmet.
Yeah.
Irrelevant. I mean,
If I may make an argument, I am very tall. I would provide an excellent view.
He's actually bigger than me.
he's
Yeah.
very tall, and he's not contagious. 6 feet, Quintus. Here we go.
6 feet, Quintus, here we go.
I'm just imagining Lexi as one of those people who cares about your height.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
No, that's why she said 6 feet instead.
Just it being
Excuse
like,
me. If I
It's
go
like-
and look.
okay,
No.
be honest
I
with
am
me,
6'3".
Lexi. Be honest with me, Lexi. What's your beef with Flint? Well, he's like 5'11". He's not
He's not 6 feet, so I just don't like him.
I do like that Quintus entirely neglected to mention that Slipstream Vault is not a flying thing. It's, we can go up
I
And
didn't
then
say we could come back down very well.
quickly.
And like the Bogan doesn't give a shit. He's like, I don't care.
It's like, why would I want to
Why
carry
would I
you?
want to carry you?
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing.
That's a
Bogan
hindrance
can
to
carry
me.
to
And
have
we'll go
easier
for cute
access to
fights.
eating.
Yeah. That's true.
Bro, I struggled with your coin purse. You think my ass is gonna give you a backpack?
Yeah, right.
The best you get out of like
Well,
being
Horn
carried
fucking
by
hold on
Miriam
to
is I'll
me.
give you smoochies if you want them.
Also, by the way,
Unfortunately,
Now
I
that's
don't
more
want
reason
them,
for
I'm
me to
sorry.
carry you in my personal.
by the way,
godly
my entire
opinion.
my entire thing I was going to do with Lexi might have been negated by Hayden, so thanks for that.
Oh no! Wah, wah.
Yeah?
Oh
Dun,
shit!
dun.
What was it?
Bread and
Don't worry
Hayden
about
continue to
That said, my dudes, do you guys want to jump back in?
D&D, let's go.
Let's second jump back in. Reminder to Ron J.
Hi, chat.
Thickness. You know what? You haven't responded in a while, so I'm just gonna go
Had
ahead.
a while.
You
Had a
had a
hot
while.
minute.
I'm gonna click the thing. Boop. And I'm gonna choose one more winner. Whoever this is, Junedale. Respond by the time we finish. Okay, we're jumping back in. I'm not even gonna check if you respond. Heckin' kaboomskis. Jumping back in. Alrighty, my dudes. So, over the next hour or so of travel, which is the majority of the trip there, Lexi would spend some time getting to know this. Lexi, were you only attuned to one item?
I think so.
You've only ever been attuned
It might not be
specifically to
over.
the
My heckin'
to the
bracer.
bracer.
Yeah.
I kind of thought that everybody was like almost full up on stuff, so that's crazy.
I got lots of slots, boy.
Yeah, you can, if you guys have anything else that you ever think would be good for somebody else. Remember, Lexi has a free attunement slot.
Don't worry, I do.
But
Well, you can come talk to her as I carry her.
Oh, I don't have to talk to her right now. And now,
You know what, guys? Maybe I can just walk
wasn't gonna
myself.
be a
Maybe
thing
I don't
right now.
need someone to carry me. Jeez.
So you
It wasn't
guys,
gonna be a thing right now anyway, because I wasn't gonna give it to you right now anyway.
So as you guys
like
are
you.
traveling, you travel into the more cliff-like area. As you move along, everything is relatively safe. It will be very dark though for Quintus. I want to know two things actually. One, I know that we didn't discuss it up to this point, but since you're leaving the city effectively, are you going to fetch and take Winchester with you?
My God.
How much longer would that take?
For the purposes of what we're doing, I'll say that it doesn't really take extra time. That you could go fetch Winchester yourself, and then use Winchester's
I can
extra
catch up
travel
with them.
speed to catch up with them.
Then yes.
All right.
Dude, if he dies in the game, he dies in real life. Fucking look
I
out.
need Winchester. I don't want to die, no matter what.
Then
Ooh.
our boy Winchester is there. What level? Are you level 7 or 8?
I'm
7,
level
right?
7.
Okay, so he would not be gaining.
he's
that.
close.
I mean, we're all level 8, Logan. God.
Of course.
Yeah.
What do you
So,
mean? Yeah. We're 8.
important conversation we need to have while we're walking.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the family attack us today. Or tonight. And
Oh.
and we know for a fact that they know where I am whenever they want to know where I am, as long as I wear this. So what's more important? Avoiding the Crystal Queen scrying on me? Or avoiding Diane?
So, Kitty, I actually wanted to ask you something about that as well.
Miriam, when are you choosing to have this conversation? Because I'd say it'd take about a half an hour for Quintus to get there, grab Winchester, catch up. Are you strategically having this conversation before Quintus gets there, or are you gonna wait till he's around?
Sure. We'll do it before he gets there.
Oh,
Then never mind. I won't
You
ask
don't
about-
get to talk,
I won't ask
Cody.
about something then.
I mean, okay, here's my take on this. Most of the time, she can assume that you're in the city. I mean, if you want to take it off for the short amount of time now,
I don't think they're gonna come after us again tonight. It's simply the fact, like, we could use it to our advantage, and I could go, I don't know, fuck around downtown at some point when you guys are doing something, and that might keep her off you for at least a bit. But if we're gonna be especially coming to a bit more of a violent head with the family here, then this being on my neck is now both a blessing and a curse.
I see.
We've dealt with curses before.
Yeah, we have.
My point being... I lost my train of thought.
Fond memories? I hope so.
Hanging out in the back, giggling.
So, how we're moving forward with this? Because if the Crystal Queen comes here again...
She comes here herself, I'm dead. I've kind of come to terms with that. I can run and hide, and I'm pretty dang good at it. But she beat up a dragon by herself, I'm pretty sure. You saw...
I'm sorry, did she do what?
Yeah. She was fighting a dragon, and she beat it in time to chase us down a hallway, and then with a swing of her sword, ice spikes flew through time and space past a portal that was created by the Esper, and the only reason we didn't get obliterated by that was because of Elmira.
So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to weld this necklace to your very body.
Oh.
You're never taking that off is what's happening.
Of two greater evils, I think Diane is, I guess, more current than the Crystal Queen coming and complicating our situation furthermore.
Yeah, I'm more scared of the Crystal Queen than I am of Diane.
It does sound like the threat she represents is a fairly extreme one.
Keeping that in mind, unless we're trying to pull the wool over Diane's eyes, I think you should stick around with the group.
Yeah.
Just so that they can't catch you on your own.
What are they going to do to the tiefling? Unless they're coming from my Constellar Quarry, which she's clearly got a mild interest in. Hey, look, Quintus.
Hi, Gwen.
Hello, Master Quintus.
Hi, Winchester.
Hey, guys, what are we talking about?
All through this conversation, it cuts back to his horse on the horizon in the distance, like that Monty Python bit with him trying to get the castle.
Yeah.
And then he's just there.
Beautiful.
So yeah, you catch up, Quintus?
I was like, hey, guys, what are we talking about?
Talking about messing with Diane.
Oh, we should do that.
Yep.
In whatever way possible.
Logan, look at my neat new dagger.
It's pretty neat.
Right, it's really neat.
He saw it earlier.
I'm showing it up close though.
I guess.
I'm like showing it to him.
Alright, Vogan, watch this. Fucking points at a tree.
Stand.
Webs! It's like a net-like web fires at the tree and just...
And that's its one use for the day.
If I don't have any reason to like actually bring that thing up, I'm probably not going to.
Alright. So you guys continue onward, continuing to move towards the area that's been described to you as a ravine. And when you come to it, it's not dramatic. It's not as dramatic as you'd expect from that. It's just there's a section of land that is much lower set. There's a river running through it. You see there's a couple places where these makeshift bridges that are just made of like planks of wood have been set up. It doesn't take you guys long, and even with Winchester there, you can find a path that just goes down into it. It's down about 50 feet from the main elevation of the mainland. As you go down and you look through it, it's very dark. As I mentioned before, Quintus, you are the only one that can't properly see, I believe. Unless I'm wrong. Does anyone else not have dark vision?
Are we trying to sneak up on these things?
Yeah, I don't have dark vision.
The two of you, I need to know, what are you guys doing about sight? Because Winchester, Quintus, and Flux cannot see.
You'd be blind right now.
Winchester's here, right. Let there be light.
Oh, all right.
So we're not stealthing it. All right.
Yeah, I guess.
I just
well,
I asked like, are we
brought
stealthing
his
on
horse.
these things? I don't know.
It could be a stealth horse. You don't know. He's very talented.
He brought his horse!
I mean, I guess to some degree that's one way to harass them.
Fucking, you guys like, all right, guys, let's stealth. Winchester just looks at you, and then with Quintus still on him, like reels back onto his like hind legs and just like tippy toes on his back hooves.
I've ever met that could sneak up on you, it's that one.
I believe it.
Oh. Something on my arm is heckin'.
Does Winchester get sneak attack? I'm kidding.
That's sore. Whenever I like flex my arm, it feels like a vein moves like really dramatically.
Oh,
I know that feeling.
It's so
I
weird.
hate that.
Yeah.
Not...
Hopefully it's nothing.
It's the worst.
Yeah. Oh,
It's probably
also,
nothing.
Logan.
Yes.
Is there any kind of like check we could do to see if we know about any like typical aberration like immunities or resistances, like anything we might have heard of that like the way like fiends are usually immune to fire, kind of.
Go ahead and roll
relatively
me history checks just in general, because aberrations is a wide enough subject. I think is wide enough that you might be able to.
Of aberration, they're
Yeah.
all aberrant.
So
Okay.
go ahead and roll me Flux specifically. Anybody that has proficiency in history, we'll say, and Flux, since Flux is a researcher. Go ahead and roll me history.
No.
double.
Well,
History is one of the few things.
Flux,
I
what do you know about aberrations? They don't make sense. All right.
They should
Yeah,
not
pretty
be.
good.
Fenris. Oh, well, here comes. Oh, Miriam!
god damn.
So, aberrations as a whole don't have a lot of through lines by the definition of being aberrations. They are creatures that don't make a lot of sense. They're almost eldritch in nature, usually. And what you do know about them is usually they are not affectable by certain things that affect creatures with usual physiology. It is more common than otherwise that aberrations aren't typically, like, it's not all the time, but they aren't typically affected by, like, poisons as strongly. Sometimes they just have complete immunity to certain elements as if it just doesn't register with them. They don't normally have major magical immunities, and you also know when they cast magic aberrations, they usually use psionic magic as opposed to using any normal magic, so any magical effects that they use generally are more psychic in nature. Not in any way that you can really use to help you, but you do know that they are otherworldly, and unfortunately the main through line is they're aberrant.
From far realms.
Yeah, they are aberrant, and so while there are some things that are common, there are no definite, like, they're not a category as specific as dragon.
Yeah, without either finding like a demonologist or some sort of like historical
It's case
record.
to case.
You'd have
Well,
to actually research
you
the
do-
individual you're hunting.
Cool.
But you
I
do know
hope
that
it
for the
doesn't
most
like
part,
ice.
unless they're particularly powerful, they are not known for things like immunity to magic or whatnot. They just sometimes have very strange effects, and because of their unique physiology, powerful ones are usually more immune to effects like paralysis and
Stun,
being
charm,
stunned
all
or charmed, because they don't function the way that creatures from this plane do.
Gotcha.
They're almost like twisted mutant elementals in that regard.
Cool. Okay.
As you guys proceed, while you guys think of those things, as you move forward, Quintus, you guys hear this scraping sound and gnashing. The gnashing of what sounds like chattering large teeth coming from up ahead of you. Given you guys aren't stealthing, as you approach and move forward, you come across this happens around when you come near one of the bridges that crosses over this small little river, this like 10-foot wide river that, just for context going up front, it's like 2 feet deep. You guys could like walk through it. It's difficult terrain, but this little stream effectively is not going to drown you. You guys, as you pass by at the edge of the light that Quintus is making, you see past the initial, using just light, right? Just like 30 feet?
Yeah, just regular light.
whenever it enters into the dim light, you see this human, almost looks like a cross between a humanoid figure with this large head and almost huge alien eyes on the body of what almost looks like a lizard. It's like, gets very, the shape is very like thin and then gets larger around the pelvic area and has like a little stubby tail coming out the back. It's a little bit smaller than a human. It's about the size of a child. But its head is large. Like, its head is as wide as a human torso. And whenever you see it is on the ground. There is an animal that appears to be killed. There's this deer that has been felled on it, and this thing's head seems to be buried in it, gnashing into it. And you hear the grotesque sounds of crunching as if it's chewing through the bones itself in it. As you get closer, and the edge of the light just passes over it, you see this alien-looking creature. That seems to notice you only as soon as the lights happen. And at first it almost looks cute, hunkered down the way it is. It almost seems somewhat adorable. But as it raises up, and these two large black alien eyes fix on you as it sees the light, you hear this faint and chattering. And as it raises its head up, you see that the majority of its head is dominated by these large, uneven teeth that look like something out of a nightmare. You guys see this creature raising up, looking towards you, the teeth almost vibrating and chattering together as it reels back, and its body, as it fully lifts its body up, you see its long limbs that end in these grotesque, bloodied claws.
Logan, I need you to know, just from the description until you showed us this art, I was basically picturing a Funko Pop. Go on.
So pretty spot on.
Yeah.
As it stands, its form looks somewhat larger than it did, whenever it was leaning down, it had the profile of a child. It almost stands on par with a human. Lexi, it would stand taller than you if it were to stand properly. You see that the extensions of its hands, it almost has vein-like, like artery-like fingers that seem to extend out from flaps of skin on its arms. As it looks towards you, drooling, blood mixed in with its saliva, it lets out just a... As it opens its mouth and lets that out, you hear similar sounds erupting from the tree line around you guys. I'm going to put you on a map, and I'm going to have you guys roll initiative. Aviana, what kind of tea you making?
I'm making my favorite. I'm making spiced hibiscus tea.
Nice.
Fancy.
All of you guys?
Yeah, Logan.
Hey, Vogan, just go kill that for us.
What do you say?
Just go kill that for us, Vogan.
Just kill it.
Dude, just go kill it for us.
I'll
I'm
kill
just
it with
getting
like
all
the
my bad
four
rolls out of the way here.
remaining points. I have.
Ben.
Hell yeah.
Back in 1 sec.
I got third. Hey.
I'm gonna put you guys a little bit farther up on
I feel
here.
like that's the sound this thing's making.
Yeah,
Yo, right.
that just made me so.
Since I rolled a natural 20,
Oh,
can I get more focus points because it was a critical?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Nope, this map is being a heckin'...
It's called Favor. Maybe if you get the name wrong.
I mean, sorry.
This
favor,
map
can I get
is
some-
being a butthole. 1 sec. Heckin'. Oh yes, I also meant to note, heckin'.
Resize bug.
Yeah, I got the resize bugs. Give me a sec to fix that. But I've wanted to note that I'm also, before, because the inspiration gave you advantage, I didn't count 19s on advantage as giving you favor. Now if you get a 19, I don't care. If it's on disadvantage or advantage, you can get a favor. Heckin'. 1 sec while I...
Nice.
That's gonna be so much more helpful.
I might have to switch to a different similar map real quick.
Heck.
That looked like a neat nap.
Yep.
It's true.
Heckin', let me see. Does this one heckin' share properly? Yes, it does. 1 moment, please, while I properly put... The map itself doesn't matter all that much.
You don't matter all that much.
How could you say that to him? You're a monster.
Guys, in the dim light, the bridge looked pretty rickety, but now that we're near it...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real nice, yeah.
That looks sturdy.
Also, there's like no fucking grid system on this, so
Yeah,
I guess
I know.
It's
I have to
all
set up a different
5
map.
feet. No, I'm kidding.
For once,
We
I
have
didn't make
total
them.
freedom of movement.
It's
For
amazing.
once, I didn't make the map that we're using, so I can't just reload it.
Aw.
Heckin', actually, one sec.
I'll be
try
right
to-
back.
Yep. If I clear this and then reshare
While
this.
we're just heckin' chilling, y'all get your questions in for
Oh.
Chat19, boys.
Hey, it works now.
It works
Hey,
now.
yeah, it's working now.
Yeah, we can
Heck
use the same
yeah.
map. Good.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Wait, what now?
Good thing I hated that other map.
Yeah.
That's what did it. That's what did it.
Sometimes
what
I
it
don't.
was.
I try
My
to make our maps
never-ending
usually,
anger.
but sometimes I don't.
I'm
Get
there
'em,
in
Winchester.
spirit.
Actually,
I'm
heckin', for
inside
the
the
purposes
dagger.
for the purposes of size of the map, you guys can have come from over there,
Oh, perfect.
Excellent.
just so it
Just
gives
make
you
sure
guys.
to bring me back my stolen goods, Lexi.
We'll see.
Accidentally.
Who do I not have on the map? Vogan.
Me.
I think. Yeah.
It's true.
Volvo.
The
Where are you, Vogan?
Volvo.
It's because I was
Mr.
putting y'all on the map,
Volvo.
and then as I was doing that, you heckin' were moving your people around on the combat tracker, so I couldn't just go down the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good.
Sorry.
It's okay, I forgive you. And then that was weird. So all I did was unshare it and then reshare it, and then heckin', like I unshared it, like got rid of the public thing and then reshared it. Note
Logan,
for
use your
future.
scream wipe attack.
Apparently. You guys, if you do not like where you are, feel free to put yourself anywhere within that sphere. We'll say that sphere, since I had you put a little bit
I like
wider.
that one.
Just, I can, the farthest one of you up, yeah, that's fine. Alrighty.
I'm pretty sure I can go anywhere on this map, so I'm good right here.
Yeah.
Noting you can't go through trees, but yes.
Oh, am I in a tree right now? I should probably
No,
go, like.
you are not in a tree right now. I'm just saying
Oh.
that, like, if you tried to go through a tree, you'd have to at least
Oh,
take
yeah.
like a few foot detour around it.
Winchester dash.
Alrighty. Heckin', Aaron stepped away for a sec, right?
Yeah.
So we're just waiting a moment.
Have fun, guys.
The last time
Oh,
I was
I'll
on Winchester,
try.
I fucked up my
In theory.
base Winchester abilities. I will not do that this time.
In theory, this should be fine. But
Since Winchester is joining
I'm
us on
really
this,
nervous.
will he potentially lose some stats?
No,
Well, now
Winchester
we
is
really-
not part of the Esper's deal.
Ridiculous.
He could not consent.
Go-
Esper.
the
To
Esper
save
respects
me.
consent.
To save me, Esper, will you can have.
The Esper knows that
No,
no,
just take
you
my life,
cannot
okay.
take a part of my soul as part of your devil's deal means no.
Damn right.
I can save your amnesis, but you'll have
Unfortunately,
to
the
give me
Esper's
your
not
horse.
so
No
good at the
deal.
part of consent where if
deal.
you stop giving consent midway, unfortunately the Esper's like, I don't get that.
Oh yeah.
That's
bad.
Consent
a little
once is
worrying.
consent at any point is consent forever for the Esper.
That's not cool, Esper. Like fucking.
Yikes, Esper.
You should take it up with Cosmic HR.
So we could have
Can't
done.
believe we have to cancel the Esper.
I can't believe you had to cancel the
Oh my
Esper.
god.
Goddamn.
All right, you're back, Aaron.
Yeah, I just had to.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Don't worry
Heckin',
about it.
Quintus, what was your initiative? We're going to adjust Winchester's to match it.
I
All
was
right.
17.
All right, heckin' done. In that case, I'm gonna hit the button for combat music, and my computer's being slow, so it's gonna take a million years. But Vogan, you would get the first turn. You hear the growling from more of these creatures. I will go ahead. Everybody roll me perception. Quintus, roll it with disadvantage.
But why?
And this is a group check.
Son of a
Oh,
bitch.
take another favor.
Hey!
I have 4 now.
Oh my god.
Damn!
Flux is just like puts hand on side of head, scanning for hostiles.
Sonar ping.
You guys see, you fucking.
Yep.
Fucking everybody just shots of like Vogan being like, fucking sword out. Lex is like, ah! Fenris is just like, I see them. Flux is like, affirmative. And Quint is like, what? Where? Where?
Huh?
Where?
Quintz's head is in a branch.
We're all doing anime reaction noises.
Collectively, you guys start to see
Oh, shit.
various of them around the area coming out of
Okay, you should
bushes.
scream wipe.
I can. Oh, I'm
Yeah, hey, bud.
Use what?
Use your screen wipe. Just kill all the ones on screen.
All right, yeah,
Some of 'em.
I'll pull out that giant pirate ship I had.
Yeah.
When
Real
did he
cool.
get? No, I remember him having that somehow.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm just gonna add a bunch of them. Are climbing up in trees around the area. I'm just gonna go ahead and replace their tokens because the things I can got
In
real
the
tall.
Halloween game, I gave you all stats. Now I can potentially take them back.
Aw, cute.
Take them away.
Please don't.
Monster.
All right.
Please don't.
As this
do
begins,
what your heart
Vogan,
tells
you are
you.
up first.
Alrighty. Okay. Let's start off strong. Let's go over here.
That one is
I'll
10
take
feet up.
your heads!
That one is 10 feet up.
10 feet up.
That's fine.
Okay, just making sure you know.
I make a 15-foot cube.
Oh no!
Oh.
Hey, remember when there used to be a tree?
Are you catching yourself in it? Because if you
No.
make it just on them, you can get both of them if you want.
It's just
Yes.
just on both of them.
Sounds
I wanted to get both of them.
Okay.
Yes.
Noting you've used your sword today also, so you do
Yes,
not
I know.
have.
I
yeah, okay.
have my katana out.
Okay. Just reminding you so that we get used to how that works now.
Yeah. Vogan slowly draws the katana. Lightning crackles along it as he raises it to the sky. You know it. You love it. Lightning! Lightning rose!
Beautiful.
And I'll make him do the save.
One succeeds, the other one fails as lightning builds up and blasts upwards. A bolt of lightning surrounds the area and expands out. As it does, you guys notice his lightning now has this almost reddish tint along the edges of it whenever it happens.
This Pat Winchester. Yeah, he can do that now.
Shit.
They
What
take
the
it.
fuck?
That's a lot.
That was a lot of ones.
Oh no.
That is depressing.
Oh man.
Brings her sword, strikes, it hits them, they get hit by it, and they let out this like, and one of them almost like recoils back. The one that failed, I'm going to have it make a Constitution save to see if it can maintain. Yeah, it got a 20. It like almost falls out of the tree, but it digs its claws in like deep into it. Like you see these things just pierce deep into the tree almost effortlessly, and it stops itself from falling. The other one, the tree grounds most of the lightning, and it doesn't manage to deal as much damage to it as you would have liked.
Did it appear they were resistant or just...
No, they seem to take the full brunt of it.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I wanted you to come down from there, but a lot more crispy, but I guess not. Don't worry, I'll have your heads.
Vogan's just like, lightning works, so that's all my stuff covered.
Yeah!
Damn.
That ain't wrong.
Is that you, Vogan?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
All right, Lexi.
Wait, we're in like a kind of like tree area. Am I able to hide?
If you wanted to hide behind, you would have to get like behind a tree or into a bush, but yes.
I want to use my blessed scabbard thing.
Okay.
As well.
Oh.
Make sure you have that applied then.
Yeah.
So if I want to try to hide, I gotta do stealth, right?
You know it! You love it! Lightning rose and also sharpen!
Yeah!
So, like, if you are overlapping with any of the trees or whatnot, like with those bushes there or whatnot, I'll say that you're in a place where you could hide.
Okay. Do I gotta roll stealth to do?
Yes, you do gotta roll stealth.
Okay, here I go.
I'm gonna roll it against their general perception.
I think I hide.
They actually did pretty good, but not that good. Yeah,
Not 25
you
good.
duck over, we'll say, into that one is the best one to hide into. You jump and disappear into the darkness, vanishing. The ones that are there, they seem to still know generally where you are, like they can see it, but you see the eyes of the ones that are up above you. As you jump in and you peer out of the bush, they seem to look along the edge of those trees, as if looking at where you would have run if you kept going. And that is your bonus action to hide.
Bonus action to
Yeah.
hide, yes. I'm debating which one to shoot. If I shoot the no, Vogan's not close enough. I'd be getting my snake attack
I mean, you can
anyway
sneak
because
attack
I'm
anyway.
hiding. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm just debating if I want to
you have
shoot
advantage
the one
on the
on
attack, and then get your
bridge,
sneak
or
attack.
if I want to just try to kill the one. Yeah, Vogan's right there. I'll get the one on the bridge. I'm gonna put you
You
the
can
boy
shoot
on the bridge.
any of them.
Yeah.
Alright, make sure to do advantage and then fire away.
Oi. Get it. I can take this, you bitch. Get got.
That is a hit, and with advantage, so go ahead and add sneak attack to it.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I gotta scroll past so
This
much
won't
shit.
hurt.
I'm so fucking sorry. Okay, here I go.
You strike it, it hits
Why
it.
won't they die?
As it fires out and you come out of hiding when it happens and strikes it, you see something relatively curious from all of them. You see all of their heads snap towards you as they see this happen, and all the 5 others, because they can all see you at that point. Oh, that's bad for you.
Cool.
They all in retaliation of this one being hit and like skidding along the ground as it seems to claw like a desperate animal at the wound that you just did. They all open their mouths towards you. You see this upsetting rainbow-colored chromatic energy seem to build up in their throats.
Oh.
They are all going to use their reactions to make a ranged attack against you.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Bye, y'all.
Lexi, no!
I'm just gonna have the same one
down
roll
here!
all 5.
Down here!
But if they can use their reaction to make a ranged attack against someone who makes a ranged attack. So here comes this.
Well, no more of that then. Shit.
The first one misses. It fires at you. This almost like prismatic energy fires towards you. You dodge away from it. Another one shoots at you. That one hits.
Uh-oh.
Can I uncanny dodge?
Yes, you can uncanny dodge. Apply that to yourself. Alright, here comes the damage. It strikes you. When it hits you, it deals force damage. You absorb it, actually. It's
my 10
reduced.
hit points, fuck
Your
yeah.
10 hit points absorb the damage.
Thank you,
Delicious.
folks.
Since it didn't actually
Gotcha,
technically do
fam.
damage to you, the secondary... No, it only has to hit. You're gonna make a Constitution save.
Oh.
You
I'm
failed.
getting killed.
No!
You are stunned until the end of your next turn.
Oh,
Fuck. Oh, shit.
As it hits you, you seem to
Wait, real
freeze up
quick,
as your
real
nerves.
quick, Would
Yeah.
I have been able to use favor for that or no?
If you wanted to,
it-
yes.
Okay. Would that have helped? I don't know.
I'll let you say that you use it if you want to.
Yes.
Uh,
I will. Okay, so wait. I've never done it before, so I just second.
If you use
Habe?
favor, yes.
Yeah.
So that exactly is enough. So you're not stunned.
Okay.
Hell
We
yeah!
know the DC at least.
Oh! Yes, oh my
So you're
God.
not stunned, but there are 3 more attacks coming your way.
Fuck! Alright!
So you do that as it happens, you like bring your blade up, and though you don't totally manage to dodge out of the way of it, you bring your bracer up, and the idolic armament seems to absorb some of the impact, and a little bit of the light scatters around you. 3 more coming.
Thanks, Rock.
That one misses, you dodge out of the way of another one. Another one fires, you dodge out of the way of that one. Then the final one, the one that is up to the north of you, opens its mouth, seems to take a second charge, and you see its head like vibrating as if it's keeping the energy in, and then blasts it at you. This is gonna be a weird reference, but like heckin' Caramon in the original Digimon movie, firing blobs from its mouth, blasts it towards you. That hits! Thank you! I was hoping I'm sorry to say this, but with all that narration, I was hoping it would hit.
You son of a bitch!
It's fine. You're the
It
DM,
hits
it's all
dealing
good.
6 damage, which is still absorbed by your temp hit points.
Yay!
And you need to make a con save.
Fuck!
No!
I mean, at least you weren't stunned for all those attacks.
Yeah,
You
that's
fail.
true.
Yeah.
It's true. They could have gotten. They could have hit you a lot more. You are stunned by it as that one hits you. Heckin. And that is them. That is all of their reactions used, apart from the one that was on the bridge, in retaliation for your ranged attack.
Cool.
So here's the tea, guys. Maybe let's not let's just
range.
hit him.
Yeah, let's just punch him in the face. Here we go.
All right.
Is everyone good with that?
I mean, technically, now's the best time to range them.
Yeah.
Based on the
So
reactions.
Oh, true.
this one,
Yeah, get him.
Sema
Oh, that's
6.
beautiful.
It's their turn
welcome.
next. They're going to rush up to Lexi.
No!
Hey, do you
no.
not like me, Logan?
Oh, don't even start. Oh my god. It rushes
Gonna
up to
nibble
you.
on you.
Almost with its its arms are like hanging in front of it, and it's like lumbering towards you like a feral animal, its teeth gnashing as it goes. It's going to go ahead and go for 2 claw attacks on you, both of which will have advantage. First one hits, brings its claw up and strikes you, dealing 7 damage, reduced to 6 by your temp hit points. Then, almost as if it's shifting all of its weight and like throwing its arms around by swinging its whole body, it brings the other one down on you, and it crit. Luckily, it's only d4s. You take 9 damage as it strikes you.
Cool.
After it does this, after it hits you, it seems to like gnash at you, and as you, in your paralyzed state, your stunned state, try to look at it, you see that in the darkness that it's in, it's not in darkness right now, it backs up from you, steps just into the dim light area coming from around Drift Globe, and its body seems to dissipate and vanishes, almost as if it turns into ash.
Oh.
Well, that makes me know what I'm doing.
Heck, in it.
I'm sorry, I was sneezing a whole bunch.
That's okay. Quintus and Winchester, you're up next.
That is a good way to put it, too. As I see all that happening to Lexi, I would like to go over here, but as I do, I'm just going to tell Winchester, and I'm going to point toward this thing. Get him! And I'm going to jump off and go to Lexi.
In that case, Winchester will act as an independent mount. He's going to go ahead and take his turn first, just get out of the way.
Yep.
He is going to rush. We'll say that he takes his 20 straight feet of movement, and he is going to... First, he has to hit the boy with the hooves, so he goes for him, rushes at him, rolls the attack, misses, I'm afraid.
Winchester!
Oh, Winchester. No.
Rushes towards him. The creature ducks out of the way as Winchester rushes by him. That is, unfortunately, that is the extent of what Winchester can do if he doesn't hit.
That's fine. I mostly want to get over here, over toward Lexi, so that I can potentially help her if the other ones decide to jump at her now.
Can I
Gotcha.
speak while stunned?
Can you what?
Can I speak while
Falteringly.
stunned?
Falteringly.
Parkour.
I'm going
Paralyzed.
I'm going to see that thing had came and like attacked and then disappeared into the darkness. He's just gonna be like, I am Heros! Let there be light! And I'm gonna use daylight.
Oh.
Is Winchester on the...
Yeah, to rationalize stun, Lexi, just think of it like you got punched in the throat.
Oh, okay.
Fuck.
Like it's just that 6 seconds of like, ah.
God damn. Yeah, fair.
We've all been there.
That's interesting. Does it not require being there? Anyways, heckin', I just realized Winchester's heckin' stats popped up in the stream's chat tracker, and technically they shouldn't have, but they did.
Because he's a party member.
Yep,
Damn
good,
right.
good to know. Must be because a player side owns it, technically. Alright. Oh, that means... Oh, that's... I might have to get rid of him. That's a heckin' person that's there. We shall see. If I do that, if I release Winchester,
No.
does that fix that? Sorry, I'm just testing a thing real quick. Click, make it update. Yeah, no, it keeps them on there. That
Maybe it
should...
just is like things that have a green thing on them.
I'm just doing this because if that starts like affecting allies again, that's gonna be... There we go, he just has to be marked as an ally. That said, I don't really care. Winchester can be on the thing. I just didn't want him to like take someone else's place on the tracker whenever you guys had 7 people, because yeah, heck, he is a W's. He would be after everyone. It wouldn't actually matter. He wouldn't, because it's alphabetical. I digress. What are you doing, Quintus?
I use daylight on my drift globe.
Okay, as you use drift globe and you use daylight, the area gets illuminated. Miriam and Fenris, you guys hear from up above you this hissing sound as all of these things react, but you hear one that you didn't, what definitely wasn't there before, about 20 feet up in the tree, as the light expands out and you see that the boy had teleported up into the light, up into the tree, and is just shielding its eyes and going like in reaction to the light. No,
I'm saying he needs to move.
He used 20 feet.
Him as blood splatter.
Listen.
I'm then going to use
You're the one who
action
dies
surge.
all the time.
You're gonna use what?
I'm then going to use action surge.
Okay.
Okay, go off.
And I'm going to get like here so I get a better view of this boy. I'm gonna hold up my red orb so I can take over Kyogre.
You fool!
And I'm going to use Scorching Ray on the Sima 2 over here.
Alrighty.
A thing I don't usually do, but is the only thing that I have at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, they can't take reactions. This is like the one time you'd have a chance to.
Well, one of them can.
Yeah.
2 of them can, actually.
2 of them can.
Sema 2 never used its reaction.
Well, I mean,
it was hit hard enough that it chose not to. It was concerned with the pain, but that may not be the case
hopefully
this
I'll
time.
hit it hard enough where it dies.
Go ahead and
Die.
you hit.
Hey! Hiya? Oh. Okay.
Well.
That's 1. Scorching Ray is 3 rays.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I
Get 'em.
forgot about. Ooh, second ray. Are they
Second
all,
ray.
Are they all the same?
Jolene,
Are they
so
all the
they
same
won't
attacker?
miss.
No, they are different attacks, and you can
Individual
choose
attacks for
different
each one.
creatures if you wish to.
Hiya?
That is a hit.
Hell yeah.
Flashback to
Hiya.
Jolene Nat wanting over and over again.
Yeah. You hit it. The first one hits it. It recoils. Its arm burnt. You see its arm like after the first one throbbing, as if the entire arm was one large artery, as if it had been damaged and throbbing. Then you hit it again. It moves back, and there's cinders left on the bridge surrounding it. It seems to like pat its feet on them to try to put them out. Third attack, if you want to.
Hiya?
That one hits.
Oh.
Finally, you hit it.
God.
Go Scorching Ray working!
You fire at it. As it hits it, the entirety of it catches on fire, and it begins clawing at the ground. I will say that because they were 3 different attack rolls, I am going to be nice to this boy and give him his reflective energy blast in between the first and second, so he's going to go for 1.
That's fine. I guess.
So, he's going to just, from the grave, I'm going to use whichever one drops second. He misses. He fires it at you. You put your shield up. Before it hits you, it hits the shield, and then the other 2 bursts of flame streak towards him and take him out. As he dies, his eyes flash for a second, and he lets out this wail that seems to echo in all of your heads around you. They all let out a simultaneous, otherworldly, almost like layered chirping sound as one of them dies.
Hopefully that'll be enough to get big guy coming over.
Is that you,
Is
Quintus?
this
Oh,
boy
the
gonna
other
do
one
it?
is also going to go for an
Yeah.
attack on you.
Yeah. One of the reasons I did that is so I could get the reactions again. At least that one's
And
reaction.
you bring your shield up, and it does not hit.
I have really good AC.
Really?
That's all I am.
All right, and that's you.
Yes.
All right, this boy's going to go. This one's gonna look down towards you, Vogan.
Sup?
It opens its mouth, and you see that energy building up inside of it.
Uh-oh.
And then, just as it seems like it's about
that's
to
what's up.
fire it at you, it disappears, and it reappears across the way. Oh no, you're shedding bright light in the area, so it can't do that.
Yay!
Oh my god, it's like me! You have to be enchanted of it! That's not good. I shouldn't say it's like me.
There is ways it can do it. It just can't do it when it's in direct, like, there's a direct line between him and Quintus. It is going to fire the chaotic energy blast at you. It fires it down towards you, and that is a hit.
No. Oh, weird.
Oh.
Fire, but it's not a crit.
Surprised
Which
it didn't.
is not part of the course for Vogan.
That's
Fires
true.
at you. You absorb the damage, which is 7 points, but you do need to make a con save,
Nah, that's not good.
which you fail.
I'll use a fucking favor.
Remember to declare
You gotta
those
say that
before you guys
before,
do things.
yeah.
Oh, you have to do it before. Okay.
It's like with
We're
inspiration.
learning.
Technically, you're supposed to use inspiration before, but we're sometimes nice about it.
Okay.
I will, from here on, say it before.
All right.
Got you. Hell yeah.
I would allow this.
But we'll say that one works. You do not fail it. Instead, it is going to move. It, let's see. It is going to jump down from the tree, taking 1d6 damage. Taking 3. It looks towards you, Vogan, snarls at you, and then it is going to rush towards the bridge, jumps in the water, goes under the bridge, and you see this plume of ash as you hear the as it disappears under the bridge and moves elsewhere.
Did it get out of Winchester's attack range?
Technically, no.
Damn it.
Well, it was good to ask.
But it jumps under, uses the shadows underneath the bridge to allow itself to teleport away.
I'm sure that's fine.
Miriam. Lightning builds up overhead.
You know it. You love it.
Lightning word declared.
What is that thing
Do
that
I
Chase
wanna-
says? The guy who melts.
The guy
That
who melts
entire
hearts.
fucking thing, I don't know.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
Men love him, or women love him, men want to be him.
Wheeling, dealing, something or other, high flying, I don't fucking know.
On that note, remember to
Something
leave
or
your
other.
questions for next
Yeah.
month's Chat 19, which will be Lexi and Vogan.
Hopefully this time it doesn't get lost in the void.
We can stop saying that anytime
No,
now.
I'm bitter about it. It was so funny.
Yeah. Call lightning.
I like it
Just
that
wanted
the
to see if it
range
was the
was so
mapper.
large that the screen just tinted for a second.
Yeah.
It's the whole
Scary.
yeah.
It's the everywhere. And as part of the cast, let me blast and put concentration on myself. I'll hit sneaky tree fuck behind us.
Alrighty. That is a miss. Oh no, sorry, it's a dex save. It is a failure, is what it is. I saw a 5.
Damage. Die.
He gets struck by lightning. He takes 9 damage.
All right, but die. Die though.
Die, though.
Supposed to die.
I'm gonna have it, because it's electricity again, I'm gonna have it go ahead and roll a con save just to see if it can not freak out. Nope. This one, when it gets hit, its body seizes up. It's going to fall from the tree, and it's going to hit the ground. It's going to take 2d6 damage in the process. It takes 7.
Kill it. Kill it. And let's see.
Alrighty. Heckin' Sema 3 here is going to go.
God.
Sema 3 is going to... He's going to climb up to the top of the tree. And he is going
Climbing
to...
speeds, these sons of bitches.
Hell, Mr. Lightning Rod.
He's moving at half speed is the thing. He's going to get up there. He's going to fire an energy blast. He's going to fire it at Miriam.
There's Yankovic.
No.
You do what?
There's Yankovic.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll it against him.
Weird Al.
I was thinking it, I hate it.
Oh,
I hate you, Spencer.
did it just tick off one of your spell slots because you clicked that?
No, because it's an item. There's no spell level attached to it.
It just says, like, used spell slot level 2.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, it did.
Well, for alter self.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I can click that.
So give yourself that back.
All right. Doppelganger attack. And he fails. He's gonna attack the guy who just fell.
Gotcha. He redirects the attack. I'll have him re-roll it just because. Fires it. He crits on him. As he like builds it up and gets ready to fire at you. As he does, he like looks at you, and your form seems to shift, and his head starts bobbing back and forth, and he looks over towards his buddy, sees him as you for a second, and fires at him, killing him. There's an explosion of prismatic energy from where he is, and the remains of that Sema seems to be pushed up against the tree and be entirely blackened.
Do any of them have the reactions?
They're not going to attack their ally.
That's
They're
dumb.
my deadly polka.
You then return to being how you were. Heckin'.
Yeah, I do return to being invisible.
You do return to being invisible. And that's that boy. He looks at what just happened and then looks over to where you were and then is very confused. The creature's like craning its neck back and forth toward between the two locations with this grotesque bone-cracking sound every time its head shifts. All right. This boy over here is going to rush up and try to claw Winchester.
No!
Rushes forward and leaps at him.
Son of a bitch.
And he hits! Rushes up, jumps on the back of Winchester, who begins neighing and whinnying as this thing starts clawing into him. It takes 7 damage. Then he goes for a second claw attack.
No.
I disagree.
And deals 6.
No.
Winchester!
Logan, I fucking quit if you kill Winchester.
Heckin' Flux, you're up.
Did Logan kill him or did Quintus kill him?
It was
Don't
Logan.
blame it on Quinn.
Yeah,
He brought him
He's got
here.
enough going on.
I'm just saying, he brought him here.
God damn.
Wrong
What can you
here,
do,
too.
Flux?
Maybe you should go instead. I'm kidding.
I'm gonna shoot at the Sema in the tree.
Alrighty.
Get him.
Do him a pew pew.
Do him a heckin' pew.
Nice.
Firebolt.
That's a hit.
Excellent.
Hey!
Cool.
Adding my freaking arcane firearm damage. And... Pachoo?
You fire at him, you deal 12 damage.
Nice.
He doesn't look like he's doing so hot. Well, actually, he looks like he's doing very hot on account of being set on fire. But he is alive.
Do I set the tree on fire at all?
Assuming that you aim it properly and you hit just him, it would not ignite the tree.
This tree is
Curses.
fucking durable, man.
What
It
if
can
he
hit-
wanted
get hit
to
by
fight?
lightning?
Yeah. What if I wanted to like hit the branch he's standing on? So
If you aim for the branch, then sure.
burn.
Logan, you maybe want to back up a little bit.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
All right, Fenris.
I had to step away for a second, just out of curiosity. What happened to the one that was in the tree near us?
He tried to that one up there tried to attack
Cool.
Miriam.
I
Miriam
understand
Deus Viankovic it, and he blew up.
Yeah. This hasn't been
Shenanigans.
around yet. I know what I want to do. I'm going to Sacred Flame or Guiding Bolt. I'll Sacred Flame the one that's in the tree that is doing an oofy ouchie.
Alrighty.
And
God, he's so on fire. Jesus.
Now he needs to be more on fire.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Yes!
He
okay,
fails.
cool. Good! I have a gift for you, it's pain!
As you do that,
death!
his body, as he gets hit by the firebolt, it stops, looks down towards you, and these little patches of light begin building up on its skin. It like looks at one on its arm with an almost childlike curiosity, then sees another one building up on its other arm, then its foot, and it keeps looking to these locations as its body brightly lights up and just for a second bursts out as like a beacon of radiant energy. It then falls from the tree and collapses in a heap at the bottom.
And I'm a move.
Run over with fire extinguisher.
And that's me.
Alrighty. Back in. Top of the turn. This boy's gonna get to go.
Now,
This
no more
boy.
long range.
Wait, what?
He hadn't gone before. You went in initiative before him.
Oh.
Oh, right.
Fuck off! God damn it!
Impose disadvantage.
All right, the first one's gonna have disadvantage.
What a gentleman.
Rushes up to you, jumps at you as he does. Quintus tries to move around you and tries to get in the way. It does stop it from hitting you. It gets hit back by the shield, lands on the ground on all fours, then leaps at you like a frog and goes for another attack. This one unhindered. You should... You were never... Oh, did I not apply stun to you?
I thought you did.
The first one actually should have had...
Should've been a
okay,
straight
so the
roll.
first one would have missed anyways, based on the roll. I need to roll this one again, because you should have still been stunned.
Oh.
It does hit. Leaps at you, claws rake along. You can't uncanny dodge, you're stunned. And it also hasn't been your turn.
You're right, sorry. Go.
Slashes you take 6 damage. As this happens and as it hits you, it like gets on all fours again, tries to back off from you, but it doesn't move very far. Vogan, your turn.
Okie dokie. I'm going to beat up this one.
Yay!
I lightning Rose Winchester and the creature.
Yeah. No, I already used that. I can't do it again.
And you wouldn't do it anyway, because you know what fucking happened.
Oh, jeez.
You want to get
Yeah,
bathed again, Vogan?
Oh, right, yeah. First attack. Hiya!
That's a hit.
I would hope so. Do I want to add anything onto it? No. Die.
Why aren't you
That
dying?
you deal 12 damage to it, cutting into it. It does not care for that. You leave a large gash running up the length of its body.
Second attack.
That's a hit.
Hell yeah.
It'd be very hard for
Alright.
you to miss.
Yeah. I'd have to roll a 2 to miss. And I will add a scorpion mark onto this.
Alrighty.
And then a bam!
You strike it. Oh!
Damn.
Almost bringing it down as you cleave into it. Part of its shoulder is like hanging, separated from where it was connected to its
Whoa.
collar before. It still seems to be able to move it. You see inside of its body there aren't any like organs or muscle structures that make sense. It seems to almost be just a mass of different weirdly interconnecting like solid masses. Even though its
He's
arm
made
is
of
severed at
bugs.
the shoulder, it can still move it, but it looks like it's in excruciating pain.
I really don't like that. None of that
Oh, you
makes
don't
me
like
feel
that?
great.
Oh, you better turn your attention to me. And, do I want to do anything else? No.
Kick him in the nads.
Yeah,
Kick him in the
do it.
nads!
All
Bonus
right.
action, kick in the nads!
Hell yeah.
Is that you?
Bam! Yeah, that's me.
Okay, so Lexi, you would be stunned at the... Stop being stunned at the end of this turn, so unfortunately your turn is burned.
Cool.
Sorry.
Get your action back.
As you stop being stunned and your senses all come to, you hear this, like, warbling cry coming from up above the lot of you. You see all of the Semas stop for a second as everything seems to turn its attention towards it. It looks up. There's a crack of thunder from lightning, from Miriam's lightning cloud overhead, and a arc of electricity moves through it as you see the shadow of this large, almost shell appear in the sky, seeming to phase into existence. As lightning flashes, you see it as this large shell that has all of these sharp, spike-like ridges along it, and it's massive. It is, it's about 15 feet-ish from tip to, like, to the bottom to the top. As it is coming down, there's this black mass in the bottom of it that you see. One red eye, one small red eye, just completely red, opens up, followed by another and another and another, until it seems like hundreds of these small red eyes look down at you, and then tendrils made of this ethereal, almost fog-like substance come out of it, and hundreds of them all at once grasping towards the lot of you. You see the creature that you assumed to be the Koch Leon begin descending, and just for the sake of it,
I prefer to call it the Semasoma.
Oh.
You see this,
Oh,
you see this
Well, that's
creature
how that's spelled.
that's
descending.
way off.
Oh, that's how that's spelled.
Yeah.
Descending down upon the group. As it looks towards you, various eyes begin fixing onto different ones of you, and it is going to target all of you.
Oh,
I can
I-
target all. No.
Is
except
a favor.
Okay, anyone who wants
What
to
if it's-
apply a favor, do it now. Go ahead and make sure you click the button bit so it says it.
Oh god.
As it's
Yeah.
casting slow
Yeah.
on all of you.
Fuck that.
Oh no! Oh, slow. I don't like it.
Yeah, no thank you. I cast that, not you. That's my that is my job. Don't
I
take
would
it.
like it to not.
Does everybody got anybody? You all got your stuff put in there?
I think I did it.
Okay, everyone put a
Yeah.
3 in the modifier box. Cool.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Flux and Vogan.
Oh
come on.
Not Vogan!
shit.
Oh shit, that should have been 3 higher. Shit, I thought clicking the favor button would.
No, you have to
Crap.
bring the other person. I think you
Oh,
still
I
play.
didn't even
Yeah,
add
you
that.
don't
Yeah,
have to.
press
No,
it.
you can put,
But I made
put 3 in
it.
the modifier box. It should work. Did it not work? So yeah, so it worked for Miriam. It
I
worked
didn't put
for.
the-
Yeah, I didn't put the.
Yeah,
thing,
that's why I asked you if you had. But you
Bump.
succeeded
Yeah.
regardless. Heckin'
I'll just
Vogan, yeah, you
mark it
put
as
it in there and it still
suspect
affected
anyway.
you. You guys, as this thing lets out this psychic wave of energy, you, the two of you feel yourself bogged down, your bodies become slow. I'm sure that you all know what the slow spell does, but just to review, your AC is lowered by 2, you have a -2 penalty to dexterity saving throws, can't use reactions, you can take an action or bonus action on your turn, not both, and no matter what your abilities are, you can only make 1 melee or ranged attack in the turn.
Oh no.
Slow be dirty.
Oh, did I apply
Yeah.
that twice?
Especially me, the
Yeeks.
spellcasters.
Or anyone
Oh
who
no,
can
I didn't
answer
apply it
me.
twice. I
Oh
applied
no,
it
it's
to
once to
both.
Vogan and once to
Yeah.
Flex, yeah.
When using a favor, just because I'm writing this down on a sticky note so I don't forget it, do you add 3 just flat, or do you roll the favor?
No, it is
Three
your
flat.
proficiency bonus, which is 3 right now. So you just type 3 in the modifier window when you do it.
Got it.
When you guys look at this thing, especially Vogan and Flux right now, when you look up towards it and you see this mass inside the shell, it doesn't look like Quintus's light is still emanating out from a lot of you. It does not appear as if the light is able to illuminate what's inside of it. It seems like there's just a black void that consumes anything that looks inside of it apart from the eyes. As it descends, the Semas all let out this choir of almost bird-like guttural chirping among a lot of them, as if celebrating that it's appearing. Again.
It's moving so
Oh no.
fast.
Correct.
Oh no.
Crap.
It is then. You got off him, so he's going to take his turn. He is
okay.
going.
I was gonna say if it was the same initiative, still I was gonna try to mount him this turn, but that's fine.
If you had the same initiative, if you want to mount him, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna try to mount him this turn.
Okay, as long as you're getting back on him, then you can do that by giving up 5 feet of your movement. But if you were not going to mount him, I was going to have him just attack and then do his
I'm
thing.
gonna have Quinn run over and get onto him.
Mhm.
At which point I'm gonna probably murder this thing first.
Fair. Yeah, let's
just get out of here.
Contrary to the art, by the way, this particular iteration of this creature, the tendrils are very much, they seem to be made out of this ethereal darkness.
Because I'm on Winchester, I get advantage, right?
Because you're on Winchester, what?
I get advantage on attacking this boy, right?
That is, heckin', that you're referring to mounted combatant. Let's refer to it. Yes.
Okay.
Against anything that is smaller than your mount.
Good. So not him.
Yeah, no. He's a huge creature.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Hiya?
That's a crit!
Also bam.
Also favor! Also favor!
Yeah.
You just get on him as you do, you bring your weapon around, your standard, and as you are jumping up on him, you use that momentum to stab down at the Sema. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah.
And that Sema gets impaled on it, Even as it dies, it seems to continue letting out this this sound, joining in with the others as it celebrates the descent of the Kochleon. As you kill this Sema, by the way, you see a bunch of the eyes that are in the bottom of the shell seem to group together and look straight towards you.
Good, I'm coming. I'm coming over there.
Oh shit. I'm coming over there.
Bump.
Ow!
It is 20 feet in the air.
I can't reach it, but get between it and Lexi, and also I'm gonna hit this thing behind me with my second attack.
Alrighty.
Die, you son of a
Hiya. That was supposed to be advantage. I mean,
It's still a crit. Take a favor.
I mean, there's really no reason to roll it again.
Go ahead.
And hiya.
You deal 10 damage to it.
I am also going to push it. Going to push it down.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll the check. It's going to roll back against you.
Push it. Let me get shield master.
You just need to roll athletics.
Yeah. Oh, athletic. Oh, I'm fucking stupid. I don't know. Bleh.
You also just gave yourself 2 on dexterity.
Yeah,
saves.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go ahead.
I did the.
Now prepare for this! Backflips the other way off of Quintus.
Yeah! New year, new Cody. This one's a little
New year,
dumber.
new.
Can't believe Quinn took levels in Swashbuckler.
Amazing.
I'll get that off in just a second.
It's like in a game when you just hit the wrong button when you're on a mount and you get off when you don't mean to. And you're like, fuck shit, up, X, gets back on.
Oof.
Yep, that succeeds. Go ahead and knock him prone. Do you have the effect to apply to him?
Yeah. Did it do it?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna take that thing off of me real quick. Oh, it's already off me. Thank you.
Did it already.
Thank you. That is me, because I can't help Winchester.
Alrighty. In that case, oh, sorry, no, it's not Miriam yet. The Sema that had disappeared, it's going to have advantage on this because it teleported and hid in doing so. So it's going to have advantage on this particular attack. And it is going to fire this attack at Miriam because you're doing the magics and it understands what you're doing.
I've come out of hiding. I'm assuming I can't use my reaction. Since most things
invisible?
require you to see it. Oh yeah, I'm still invisible.
You haven't had your turn yet.
Yeah, so I'm still invisible.
Why did you have disadvantage, my friend?
Because I'm invisible.
Oh yeah, you're still invisible.
Yeah.
So it can't attack you. So it's still gonna have advantage on the attack, but it's going to attack Fenris instead.
Fenris, don't die.
No, Fenris, no.
He's like, wait, never mind, I'm invisible.
It gets a crit.
Oh,
Fires at Fenris.
Shit.
You take 9 damage. That
right.
and you need to make a con save.
I lose this day, but at what cost?
I'm gonna try to take a beat between saying these to give you guys a chance to use favor. I'm gonna try to remember, but so you need to make a con save. And bam. You now.
No.
You are stunned.
Red's not screaming. I think she's muted. Yeah.
Yep, she has no idea what's happening to her.
Stepped away.
Well, she's dead now.
Is she generally aware of what's going on, or?
Seen all caps BRB 2 minutes ago, so there's probably something going on.
There's nothing. I'm assuming that she didn't use. I'm gonna check if she even has favor left. She does, but
it's not like it. Yeah.
She wouldn't have made a difference. Like, if she not won.
Yeah.
So she's stunned.
I have a question, Logan.
Yeah.
That one inspiration that Winchester has, is that just a favor now?
Oh.
We will leave it as inspiration for Winchester because he's a good boy.
Yeah.
And we are going to go to the top of the heckin'. Where are we? Miriam.
Let's heckin' do some lightning stuff.
Do it.
I'm gonna get between
Oh yes, I'm going to
Fenris
note this
and
one.
it
He'd be about 10 feet up, just for reference.
for at least cosmetic purposes. And I'll flick my wrist, and a streak of lightning is gonna shoot towards the Kochleon.
Okay.
Go, Miriam, I say. Stun.
It succeeds.
Half damage.
Half damage.
Roll high. Hey, at least a 10.
It nat 20s its concentration check, and it remains concentrating on slow. You deal 22 damage, reduced down to 11 by its success.
I believe we ruled that last time, so I'll take that off me. And
that counts effectively. Yeah.
I believe I
reusing a spell is casting a spell.
Yeah. All right, Flux.
Okay.
No.
You don't have your. You still. Yeah, that was gone like a while ago.
Yeah, our last fight was more than an hour ago.
Yeah.
So that's not around at the time. I could resummon it with a spell slot, but I can't use it in the same turn because I'm slowed.
Yeah.
But I feel like we might need it in the future, so that might just be good to plan ahead. Why don't I summon us a little Healy drone? Cook us up some nice temp hit points.
Oh, I love
That
you.
sounds delicious.
Keep
that
saying
sounds
words.
delectable. Say less,
Keep
baby,
saying
but also
words,
say
metal
more.
man.
I like your words,
funny words.
I like your words, metal man.
So, yeah.
Oh,
The
Brett.
energy is impeccable.
Just so you know, while you left, you got
I
hit for some
know.
damage, and you're stunned.
Yeah, I heard. So, well, you guys won't be free yet.
Alrighty, one sec while I get the heckin' boobadoo.
I'll be right back as well.
Yep. Cannon. You're doing the protector one?
Yeah, definitely. Now I'll make it tiny so it's handheld.
Where is it?
In the hand.
100.
You just said.
Okay. Ba-bam.
You be you.
You stinky. I appreciate my friends.
So you create that, it is now there. What are you gonna do with it?
I can't do anything with it because doing anything more would cost a bonus action, which I don't have because I'm slow.
Because you're slowed.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just slowly like reach into your bag and like 1 second, go! As soon as it leaves your hand, like as soon as the turret like leaves your hand and like unfolds, it is much faster and more dynamic than you and like crawls up onto your shoulder and you just like get into a combat ready pose, very slowly.
Like 20 seconds after it crawled onto you. Okay.
I do not remember my drone being so fast.
Oh.
All
Can you
right.
stay like this forever?
Say that slower.
I do.
Oh my You're what's making me stunned.
I hate
the
you
both
all.
of you.
Fenris, you are stunned, but you cease being stunned at the end of your turn.
Oh shoot! I need to do a saving throw.
Yes.
Let's see.
We believe in you.
Come on, go into overdrive.
And I can't even give myself Flash of Genius because that's a reaction.
You
That's not enough.
That's not enough at all.
Could you imagine though if it was? Oh. Oh, this Sema up here, he is going to stand from being prone. And he is going to he's gonna go ahead and purely because your dex is down, he's not even gonna step to the side, he's just gonna go ahead and fire with disadvantage, and also with you having cover, he's gonna fire at Vogan.
Fucker.
Oh no.
Fires past you, Lexi. Fires, misses. The disadvantage causes him to have a nat 1. It fires past you. As it does, a second after it streaks by you, you move to the side as if to get out of the way.
Hell yeah.
That was pretty close, guys.
Vogue, you're up, Vogan.
Go get him, Vogan. He just tried to kill you.
3.
I'll get you next time.
I'm looking.
Stop running!
I just want Vogan
It's
to
like
be
charging
slow
at
all
you, and you're like,
time.
you can't
iconic.
get away. Go ahead and roll your wisdom save.
I'm gonna put a point of favor into that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Look at us adapting so quickly.
We're doing it.
Hey.
Oh,
I didn't even need it. Whatever.
It is.
didn't.
And as that happens, you just return. There's like the
yes.
the like record scratch, like as you return back to everything being the right amount of time. As you're like, I'll get you next time. Fucking and just
Oh, that was fun.
man,
Now
Lexi.
Vogan is fast as well.
Lex is like, say that slower.
Never.
You're up, Lexi.
Oh god, fuck. All right, okay. I'll probably have to bat this small boy, because if I try to get away from him, he's gonna heckin' bat me.
Can you put the dodge on me? Dodge action.
Oh, you took dodge?
Yeah.
Heckin' yeah.
At least you get that snack attack.
It's true, because the Vulgar boy and the Winchester are here. Heckin', I am gonna try my heckin' dagger that Avi gave me.
Go for it. Try to stab that boy.
This heckin' boy. Get fucking
Beat it up.
stabbed, you.
Leave them still.
That is a hit. Go ahead and apply your sneak attack to it and do him a stab.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Kick its ass.
Get goddamn stabbed, you.
Stab it in its stupid
Oh,
arteries.
Did it. You fucking stabbed
Its
him.
stupid bug arteries.
Stabbed him right in its fucking neck. Tiny
All
little
right.
tiny
Hide
neck.
behind Winchester with a sneak so you can get the advantage on the next attack.
Can I do that?
It is overhead, so you would have to hide under Winchester, and I think that's obvious enough to it that it's not really tenable. But you could hide. You could try to hide in the
under all
trees.
Stuff. Yeah. Okay. So wait.
Whose horse is that?
Hide in trees.
Yeah. Whose horse is that? Yeah. Oh, crap.
Horse.
Okay. I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna try to hide here.
Look at his horse.
All right, go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
God damn it! Fucking hot fuzz. Okay, I'm gonna try to stealth. There I go.
That's quite. If I can take a favor, and that is quite. I love that we changed the system, and you guys are like, "Cool, no cap, let's go." Fucking yeah. Yeah, gosh darn.
I'm still
Good
at
job.
one.
I am hiding.
You are
That's my turn.
hiding.
That's my turn.
All right.
think.
Yes. So that is Lexi.
Hi, friend.
This boy's going to go again. Seeing that only one creature is affected by its slow now, it is going to hover down, and it comes down to within.
Come on.
It comes down to about
no.
5 feet, coming within you. As it does, you see the shell. This rainbow energy seems to build up along it, as if it's like refracting this beautiful light, like an oil slick along the shell. And it begins twisting and shifting. And as it does, you all find yourselves becoming enticed by it.
Counterspell.
Nice.
Oh! Okay, you will need to roll an ability check.
All right. I'll mark off the spell
Come
slot.
on, kitty.
Come on.
Save
Such a
us,
good
kitty.
guy.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
do your
instantly
bard
lose
thing.
This thing.
That is
You
just
get to
enough.
add your.
As it, as the light begins to build up and it begins to shift and you guys find yourself becoming enticed by it. It looks like the light's about to flash outwards. Just before it does, Merriam puts his hand out towards it and stops it. The lights all stop,
How fucked would we be without
degrade
light in this
inwards,
campaign?
Holy
and
shit,
just its shell becomes dull. You have prevented it from casting confusion.
Oh, it's confused. I thought it was either
everybody.
that or hypnotic pattern, and I was like, both of those are bad news bears. So.
Yeah. There goes its
It's
only
so
4th level spell
double-boned.
slot. Goodbye, boy.
Does that
As
mean
it
that light
does-
is no longer
Yes, because it tried to cast a concentration spell, Flux is no longer confused.
Oh,
what's up?
And
oh, you all got so much slower.
It is within range of all of you now, floating about 5 feet above the ground. It tilts itself up so that the open end of the shell is on the top with all the tentacles coming down, and the bottom of the shell is pointed at the ground like a drill. And it is going to go to Winchester and Quintus.
So then I stabbed him.
Get him.
So I started stabbing.
And then I kept stabbing.
So I started stabbing him.
Blink.
I guess I don't get my advantage, huh? I'm kidding.
I would say not. It just flips over and just like fully just comes down on top of you in Winchester, just into the scale. Just. You guys just hear the most muffled.
You could wander over and kill that thing, maybe.
Oh, it's I
You've got reach.
On top of Winchester with reach, because you're technically elevated by about 5 feet
That
when you're
is
on Winchester.
true.
Yeah.
That is very true. Let's do that.
Kill that thing,
actually,
well.
because I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure piercing damage is gonna be bad against this thing.
Who could say? Yeah. We won't know until we hit
looking at this armor boy, I'm pretty sure my piercing damage is gonna not be very great.
Listen, it's fine.
Okay, so you move over, you get to about there. All right,
Like,
if you
Gurren Lagann fucking drill through it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
With your spear.
as you try to, it begins spinning and like drills back. The two drill points meeting and just. Heckin',
I can't kill this thing. I
real
respect
quick,
it too much.
I need to check its range. You did.
Opportunity attacks. Yeah.
You did just because it's elevated. You did just barely leave its opportunity attack range. So Quintus, it's going to attack you specifically. One of the tentacles lashes out and goes for an attack against you. You bring your shield up, you do find the mass is solid enough that it collides with it. You find the tentacle when it hits you, though it's stopped by the shield, almost at the moment of impact becomes almost ethereal, and it disappears as if mist had struck you, like going around the shield slightly and then dispersing. But you did feel the solid impact of it when it struck the shield. In fact, and when it did, you find the shield is made to feel very cold for a second after it makes contact with it.
Oh, it lacks cold. I see.
I don't like that.
That's not good.
That's cold.
How cold?
Really cold.
I'll never.
Noted.
I will say, just to clarify, the coldness is less temperature change, more this like vacant, like feeling as if like your nerves feel like they're temporarily like suppressed.
As he says that, he looks over. Well, actually, it more is like a cold feeling in my heart, and not a cold feeling in actuality.
It's like an
More
existential
like an emptiness
cold,
that
really.
overtook my being.
It's not like snow. It's like existential dread causing me to lose touch with my. Anyways, ah!
You don't need a cleric for that. You need a therapist.
I'm gonna. I'm guessing. Do I get my? I get my bonus on this guy though, right?
Yes.
All right, let's go for him. Hiya.
That is a hit.
So close to a crit. Oh.
Hiya.
Heckin'. I love that, like, in the first long chunk of the campaign, your 19s never came up, and then lately it's just been, like, rapid fire.
It's so great, man.
Especially when you're on
Have faith in
Winchester. Especially when you're on Winchester, that's where Quintus really is, like, crit, because everything's with
This
advantage.
is where I shine, man.
Yep.
This is why I wasn't upset about losing the tournament. This is
takes,
where I'm strong.
It takes the 10 damage, and it looks upset about it. It gets struck and, like, cries out. In fact, your spirit tip goes through it. When you take it out, no blood even comes out of it. It doesn't seem like there's blood inside this creature. There's just this hole left through it, as if it was made of putty.
Oh my god.
I don't like it. I'm gonna hit it again.
Stop that! Stop! Stop being dead while alive!
Stop that! Stop whatever that is. Just please.
You're gross.
That's a
You're
hit.
gross and you should feel bad.
You strange pile of corruption sludge.
Listen, you.
Oh.
That doesn't kill it. You do hit it for 5 damage.
At which point, I'm going to trying to decide between several things here. It can't get an opportunity attack on me because it's like I'm like far away from it. So
Correct. I could make an argument for why it could opportunity attack Quintus, but I'm not gonna. Because we count you as being if we count you as being 5 feet above, if it's 10 feet above, it means it can attack down into the 5-foot space that you occupy. But I'm gonna be nice to you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find a way that I can use my reaction to be helpful to people. So I'm trying to find the best optimal place to do that at, and honestly, that is probably here because I can protect Vogan and Lexi.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
No, I'm not Winchester. I can't do that. Or am I? What? How does that work?
Oh my god.
I would say since you're riding him, I would consider you to be in all of his spaces simultaneously.
Then there.
If he was a larger
Winchester,
creature,
I
I may make a distinction, but for the purposes of his effect, then we can just rather than
I need a dragon mount. I can block everything.
My horse is the best, guys. Somebody please make sure he doesn't die tonight.
Is that you?
I'll try, but I gotta run after you.
That's me.
This Sema's going to go. This Sema's going to fire a chaotic energy blast at Winchester.
No, it's not. It's gonna attack me.
Alrighty, it's gonna fire it at you.
Yeah, it's attacking me. Fuck
it does so. It hits.
Good.
Oh shit.
It fires it at you. You take it. It almost crit. It deals 6 damage to you, which is reduced to nothing because of 10 hit points, and you're gonna need to make a con save, which I'm not even gonna comment.
I'm gonna use favor.
Go ahead, apply it. Make sure to
Ooh,
click
it
double
so
click the button so it
cool.
comes up in chat. Do it.
I
Do the
just
thing.
imagine it's like, I mean, like,
There you go. Now, tell me when.
I did. I have it.
Oh my god, you did so bad!
Well.
Unfortunate.
So, you are stunned until the end of your next turn. Since you are controlling Winchester, that will also mean Winchester will not act because he's waiting for your orders.
Heck.
So as you like strike that creature and you leave and you're like, stop doing that, and you like move away. It tries to fire at Winchester. You bring your shield down to stop it. The prismatic light hits it and reflects straight onto you and hits you in the upper torso, and you find yourself dazzled. Heckin'. Miriam, you're up.
Still better than hitting Winchester.
In the midst of this, I'm bringing my palm up towards the Kochleon, but as that thing blasts Quintus, I just turn, and you see this lightning curve in towards the Sema.
It's like, fucker.
Go ahead and roll it against it. It succeeds. Half damage, though.
Come on, roll high.
It strikes you with lightning. The branches that the lightning blast goes through several branches and strikes it. It lets out a large shriek and then is left in a pile of cinders on the ground below.
All right.
Leaving the Kochleon versus the group.
Aw,
Like
snap.
More like a Koch 22.
Nailed it.
But it's actually a big scary thing, and you should definitely take it seriously.
Oh,
Marion, what are you doing?
I'd have told if I wouldn't have died immediately. I legit have 10 hit points.
I feel that.
Oh, no, I'll go here.
I just imagine Aviana's like soaking her feet at home. Spotted.
You just see the storm cloud
napping.
appear in the distance, just. You're like, they're probably fine.
There it is. She just
Miriam.
looked
Yeah,
looking out her window. There it is.
They're good.
They're there. They're fine.
That's fine. She just starts like firing like arrows.
Alright, that's
or something
you,
off the
Miriam?
distance, like it'll hit something.
Yes, that's me.
All right, Flux, you're up.
We didn't talk about it, but their little crystals are on there.
Yeah. We changed everyone. I made everyone's tokens a little bit different, so their backgrounds are more unique. They're based on their proper art, which for some people, unfortunately, is just the black background because it was before we got Hasmi to do more interesting backgrounds. And the people with Constellaquaries have the gemstone associated with their Constellaquary as part of their token now.
Let's see here.
Stupid, sexy token.
Okay. Trying to find the optimal spot to get as many people within 10 feet of my drone as I can.
Man, I was thinking about this. Well, you just
You don't
figured that.
need
I
to
was
get
thinking
everybody,
about this,
just
that when we go back to, like, heckin' Type Moon when we do. Fucking our token game. Just, like, the design of our tokens has, like, gotten so much better.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't
You're within its space there, and you can't occupy the same space as
Oh,
any
it's
creature.
It is
within its
floating.
Big enough
There
you
is-
can pass through it?
It is floating 5 feet above the ground. Remember.
Okay.
Oh,
So
alright, yeah.
there is a medium creature-sized space underneath it.
Perfect, never mind.
Okay, so if I got here,
That's actually why Quintus left its range earlier, because its range was affected by being slightly elevated.
Oh, I see. Big brain.
Damn it, Lexi is like just too far away. I get one
I'm
chest.
fine.
Look,
I don't worry about it. I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Quintus.
Stop going to find me.
It's
Did you
never
get, like,
gonna
right
see
there?
me. I'm basically invisible.
I'm a ghost.
I'm a goose.
You could, Vogan's suggestion, you could get around to that. You would leave this thing's range of attack, though, is the main thing.
I don't think it's had a turn. So
Oh, yes, that's right. It's opportunity attack since its last turn.
Oh yeah, yeah, it had its reaction. So you could just leave its range.
You could have got
Okay.
I forgot to lock tokens. Tokens are locked now.
Bleh.
Thank you.
All right.
What am
Get
I?
everybody.
Oh,
Everybody.
I'm like, what am I targeting 50 feet away? Oh, Quintus.
That was a big stun.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I got pretty much everyone. Am I targeting myself?
Gets yeeted off the back of Winchester.
Alrighty.
Am I
The
targeting? Okay,
temporary
I think I'm targeting
points.
literally everybody. Alright.
Everyone except for Fenris.
I'm sorry, Fenris. You're too far away.
It's fine. I'll remember
Survive.
this, but it's fine.
Alright, use
The
my
needs of the many outweigh the Fenris.
Fenris just consistently like, it's fine, don't worry about it, as the shell just comes down on top of it.
See, here's
It's not
the
like
thing.
it's not like I
Fenris
can
has
heal
been-
you anyway.
Fenris has
Yeah.
been trying to get like all these diamonds so she could like protect us from dying,
Not
and then
bad.
she dies.
Yeah, that's the
You
bit.
give everyone 11 temporary hit
And
points.
then I get my hammer back.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
I imagine like
over my dead body, quite literally.
my drone just like lasers at everybody that just covers them in like a translucent hexagonal like energy field.
Ooh, very Digimon.
All right, now to untarget everybody.
Campaign 2.
On the map, there's like a clear targets button if you ever want to just.
Yeah.
Oh, there is.
Oh, neat.
Oh shit.
Yeah, at the very top.
Oh, yeah,
I did
think
not
see
know that. Oh, that's cool.
And there's a button for targeting friendly units and all enemy units.
Yep.
That's
In
heckin'
case that
neat.
ever comes up.
Yep, I have equivalent buttons that I normally just use because I have it open. But yeah, if you guys ever want to just target all friendlies, there's a one-second button for that.
That is
Also-
very good to know. I will.
I will
I'll hit him
instantly
with shatter.
forget.
Yeah.
Probably.
You gonna go for a shatter?
Yeah, I'm just like gonna try and just like
What level is
lob
your
one of my.
shatter?
Oh, sorry.
What level is your shatter?
Level 2.
As you go to cast it and you use
no.
shatter, the eruption of sound seems to emanate from a space where there's a slight distortion. You see the tentacles begin wisping around, and they seem to come in and like contain that area, filling like a ball around it of just this ethereal darkness that compresses in. You guys hear a faint and it expands out lightly as the spell erupts within it, and it counterspells your shatter.
It had it used its reaction. Remember?
Oh, it used its reaction! You're right!
yeah.
It can't do that!
We went over this in the same.
We did
turn.
go over this turn! No, okay, go ahead and roll against it. Spoiler tag, it has counterspell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Does it
Good
have
to know.
disadvantage because its shell is rigid, or is it just normal?
It does not. The shell is
Gotcha.
not made of the material you might expect it to be.
Gotcha. All right.
It's made out of people.
Man of souls!
You know, that's exactly what I was thinking though.
Now, as much as this thing looks strange, I'm sure it's organic.
It succeeded, but you should still do half damage.
Yeah, just gonna try and whip my shatter grenade like into the dark space within it.
It is
Try and
upside down, so you
lob it
just
in there.
toss it up and it goes down. As it's about to enter into the shell, some of the tentacles come up and grab it and stop it. They try to lift it away from it, but it explodes. You see a bunch of the tentacles get disrupted, like blown back and turn into mist, and then reform themselves, but you do see some cracks forming along the shell.
Excellent. All right, that's my turn. Oh, so my drone should be over here. And then I'm done.
All right. Your drone did its thing, so it doesn't get its turn. Fenris!
Oh, shit. Sorry, one sec. That should have done an extra d8 of damage cut in half.
Go ahead and roll it. Does that work on non-attack roll-based things?
Yeah, it works on anything that I use my arcane focus to cast a spell for. Yeah. But it only works on one of the damage rolls against
right, and
one
it's the only
creature.
thing you were hitting, so it makes sense. Okay, so it's going to take an extra 2.
Hell yeah.
Take that,
Every
fucker.
damage
Actually,
counts.
hold on. With that added, the damage would have been 18, so it actually is going to take an extra point as well, because the half would have been 1 point higher with that
Oh,
added.
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay, cool. And then, yeah, Fenris, you're up.
Every
since
point
it
counts.
can't counterspell me, I might as well do this while I can. I'm going to cast haste on myself.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Y'all ready to see some regal speed?
Oh,
You're moving so.
Now you guys are the ones that are going slow. My only bonus action is a spell, so I think that's me for this turn.
You cast haste, so you have your haste attack if you want to use
Oh,
it.
brilliant! I'm going to smack it with my hammer.
Go ahead.
Fenris go burr.
That's a hit.
Wow, nice.
Hell yeah.
And I'm gonna synaptic static it.
Are you? What are you going to do to it?
Stygian!
Wow!
It's
How many times?
You don't even have that spell.
New year, same bread.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll the con save against it.
Oh man. Okay.
It fails. Roll the damage. Don't bother putting the
damn.
reaction thing on it. It already can't
Yeah, I
take
got
reactions.
you. Can't take reactions, so guys, cast your spells because it can't.
You
be
hit it, it
counterspell
takes 19
special.
damage. It does not seem to resist the cold at all. As you hit it, ice appears on it, weighs it down for a second. The ice that gets built up on it, you see the plates of the shell shift independently and seem to, like, cause them to fall off of it. But it took the damage regardless. Little bits of the shell fall off with the ice that comes with it.
Cool. Yay.
That's
And
you?
that's me. Yes.
All right. All right, Vogan.
I'm gonna beat it up.
Come
Yeah.
on, cast
You
your
said
spell,
beat it up.
man.
Get him. Heck, I'm gonna ruin his day. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
Oh, you better.
Yeah.
oh no!
Yeah! Your sword vibrates for a second as you hit it. You're just like, ah!
Do I save it? Damn it.
Be a
No,
shame
I'll
to
just let
waste
that
it
be a
now.
1. That's fine. Alright, second attack. Hiya!
That
Better.
hits.
Better. Now we can scorpion mark him. Alright. Die for me.
It takes 16 damage. You slice it. It seems to do full damage. As you cut open a bit of the shell, more darkness inside is exposed, and through this hole that you cut, you see more of these reddish purple eyes open and look at you out of the hole.
Gross. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get the hell out of Dodge.
Not a bad idea, man.
All right. That's
Stay
you.
next to Quintus, just in case.
Hey.
That's where I am.
Lexi, your turn.
Okay.
I can't help you this round.
I'm gonna move. I'm trying to figure out the best place to
I say if you
move.
fire through Quintus, no, it's big enough it wouldn't matter. He'd only cover part of its silhouette. You're fine. I was gonna say it'd have cover, but it doesn't have cover.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure
under
out
the
the
horse.
best place to move so that I could potentially harrock this bitch. So kinda,
Oh.
right?
Yeah, like right there.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I might just fucking switch places with Vogan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And try to put you a bit.
You get over to there. You slide out from being hidden, your hand on your bracer, put your arm out towards it, and go ahead and make the heck and roll. Let's see how this goes.
Oh, thank God Fenris is like just outside that fucking code.
You can angle it like
Angle it
diagonally.
Yeah,
upwards
so that
I
it goes
can get
up
it.
and it just goes over Fenris's head.
Yeah.
Cool, that's what I want to do. Okay,
All
I
right.
can take this here a little bit. Oh shit, it did it twice, I'm sorry. I failed it though!
It's fine. It failed both.
Nice!
Did it fail?
Nice.
Did it fail both by like fucking a whole lot? Remember? Did
It failed it. It got a nat 1.
Wow!
Oh!
Delightful.
Yes, though.
Ooh, that's juicy.
That's real juicy.
Do you remember what happens on a nat 1? Or not on a nat 1, but do you remember what happens when it's super failed?
Right?
It does get
I
heckin'
get this
petrified.
boy.
This is really
Yeah,
the
heck
time to
of a
lay
guys.
on all the
Time to
big
time to
spells.
recuperate.
You, Carrie, you applied that. If that's not an effect.
I did it to
That's-
me.
No, that is meant just as a thing that like helps you see where the thing is. That's not an effect. That's basically just
Oh.
like a title bit.
Oh, fair. So it's
Look
this
under that.
boy. Got him.
There he is. Yeah.
Sorry, you misclicked him.
So as you do that, it also falls. As soon as it becomes paralyzed, it is going to fall and sticks into the ground, the drill-like edge of the shell, causing it to not topple over. You notice as soon as it's petrified, all of the tentacles disappear, because they can't be petrified. They're made of like goopy magic mist. As soon as it hits the ground, it's just a giant stone shell sticking straight up.
Hell yeah.
Guys, we got to it. Nice, go!
Dog pilot!
All out attack! All out attack!
What is it in oh dear, in Persona where everyone gangs up on
That's
someone?
an all-out attack.
all out attack.
That's what Cody just
That's
said.
right, it is.
Well, we have the same thought. I just am not as. Yep.
And just
My-
really
Take him while he's down!
quickly look
Take his
at-
lunch money!
Tigers!
Kick him in the nuts!
Also, deal the. It should have taken the psychic damage, so deal the psychic damage as well.
Sorry, here I can go. Get damaged, you.
It takes
damage.
6 reduced down to 3 psychic damage. It is fine with psychic. It's resistant to it.
Makes sense.
That makes sense. I'm trying to think if I can bap it with any kind of bonus thing. I think I only have my nails, right? I can't.
Yes, and you can't use them
Okay.
if you didn't use an attack for your first
That's
action.
true. Okay, then I don't really got anything.
And it looks like if you bap it, it's just gonna wake up immediately, and then it'll get its turn.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just done. I'm just gonna be done.
All right.
Yeah.
Its turn is directly after yours, and on this turn, it can do nothing except for at the end try to break out. Let's see if it parses in on its own. It did not. 1 sec while I have it do the roll. I can make a con save. You're good at these. Why'd you fail, dude? It breaks free. Whenever it does, you see it cracking. This prismatic light begins, piercing out from the cracks, and almost like it's shedding a stone shell, it erupts outwards and is back to being where it was. However, it is now completely
It's
on the
still
ground.
stunned, right?
Yes, go ahead. Do you have
Yeah.
a thing for the stunned effect?
I do.
Go ahead and apply that to it.
Does he take the damage?
Oh, it
out
actually did roll it.
And yeah,
fucking
and it
the
takes
first time.
No, it takes the damage if you hit it.
If I hit it.
Yes, it does not take the damage currently, but it is affect Amylite Enmity. Did you carry 1 sec? You wanted the bit where it says Amylite Enmity stunned.
Yeah, that's
Did
what I
it-
hit.
Why didn't it?
It's on there. It is.
But the stunned part isn't on there.
Oh yeah, it just says Amylite Enmity. Weird.
Weird. Well, I'll just. I don't know why it's doing that.
Stun C.
Oh, I know why.
Stunned.
I know why.
Is he immune?
It is not affected. When it breaks free, it immediately begins moving again.
Oh, too bad.
Immune to stun, fucker.
All right, Quintus and
Great.
Hecka and Winchester, you guys are no longer stunned, but that is your turn.
Oh no, I was never
He
stunned. Tentacles come out of me
wasted his
too. And I'm fine.
Shut up.
Then, because it's heckin' immune to being stunned, does it just not take the 40-10 heckin'?
It only takes it if you
that
hit
is
it.
only
It's
if
only
you
if I
break
hit
it
it.
by, yeah.
Crap!
Hey, you still wasted his turn.
Yeah, it didn't murder us.
I'm gonna cast my Cure Wounds out of the Cittern on Winchester.
Gotcha.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, wasting this thing's 1 turn every round is a pretty big accomplishment, considering that you
Yeah.
guys have action economy on your side.
Oh yeah.
That's me.
Alrighty. So it gets 7 hit points back to Winchester, which is a lot for the Winchester. Heck yeah.
Winchester needs to roll good on his next
All
level.
right, Flux, you're up.
Yeah.
All right. Did anyone actually get hit this turn? Or
Nope.
no? All right.
No, it was stunned.
Only enemy on the field
I
is
mean,
stunned?
I got
Or
boo-boos.
Or it was
but if-
petrified.
petrified, yeah.
I'm
Right.
probably out of your range.
A little
Rush
bit.
over
have
to her and give her some boo-boo.
Let's see here. 1, 2.
But you don't have to get closer to it if you're gonna put
Okay.
yourself in. Okay.
It's what Flux would do.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
What a wonderful, wonderful time to experience that. It's one of
There
the
we go.
one of the nice. It's what my
I
character
opportunity
would
attack
do.
Flux as he goes to. I'm kidding.
That makes sense. That's
It's what my
consistent with what I
character
know
would
about
do.
Quintus.
It's
He's
what
gonna
my character
look.
would do,
He's gonna eat
guys.
Fenris. I have to stop.
War. Flux begins running both hands on the turret like it was a puppy running towards Fenris.
Oh my goodness.
Question: if I give like myself temporary hit points, does it like even if it's lower than what I have?
They
override
they
it?
overlap. If you don't get more, then they just don't take effect. It doesn't replace them unless the new number is higher.
Gotcha. Okay. Then bonus action. That.
Damn.
And the new number is higher. You both gain 13
Hell
temporary hit
yeah.
points.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. Stay alive.
I am in fact trying to.
Excellent. Keep it up.
Fooled me.
Is that you, Flux?
Boy.
I'm gonna try and. Do I have anything that's a saving throw? Because it's a close range. Sure, I never use this. I'll flip a switch on my gun and hit him with a thunder wave.
Hey.
Damn.
He is going to counterspell you.
He
And
doesn't have
action
reactions. He doesn't have reactions.
Yes, he did.
He
He's
had
had a turn since you did that.
Turn.
Ah, beans. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. As you go to fire it, as you go over to it, you see tentacles begin emerging from the top again. A couple cracks around where you are. This tiny tentacle wisps out, and as you aim your firearm towards him and try to pull the trigger, it hits the gun and gets in between the trigger and your finger and stops you from pulling it. You feel energy get sucked out of you as it drains the magic from your hand before it can be fired.
Ever.
Oh shit, Flux is dead.
He's dead.
That is what
dancing
that
again.
means.
Activate self-destruct!
Maybe you take care of
Yes, yes, Master Lexi. Eyes just turn into a countdown.
I will obey.
Is that you?
Yes.
All right, Protector. A lot of temporary hit points going on thanks to that boy. Fenris, you're up.
Such a good
Hey,
fucking
hey.
ability, man.
It's real
Time
good.
to bap. Well, hold on. Okay. I can. Spiritual weapon isn't a concentration spell, right?
I don't. I believe it's not.
Okay, I'm gonna summon a spiritual weapon.
Darn,
at
he's used his
third
counterspell.
level. Or
Oh,
I'm gonna
darn.
cast it at first and bump it up to second with.
Do
well,
you
no,
still
that's
have
not-
Arcanist glove charges? Because you used them before, didn't you?
I used 2 of them.
Ah, you still have one. Yeah, you can do that.
Oh, party! I can't mark off a spell
Also, I
slot.
don't think you
though.
can cast it.
Or
Isn't it a second
first.
level spell? Yeah.
Oh, I can't bump it up. You're right. I'll cast it at 3rd level then. Or
Right. So you're
Well,
just
there
using a
goes my
3rd level
last-
spell slot?
Yeah, there
Okay.
goes my last 3rd level. This is fine.
If we die, we're fucked. Actually, we're
Yeah.
we're
I
fucked
can
either
cast
way.
it at 4th. I can cast it at 4th.
I mean, if we die here, we're fucked because this thing doesn't let us come back. So-
What
Oh,
level?
that's
What level?
it,
What level
boy.
do you want to cast it at?
3rd.
Okay.
It's the only one I can cast it at. Unless I want to cast it at 4th, but I'm not going to.
All right.
That's the only one, unless this other one.
So you're
okay,
doing 3rd.
actually-
Okay. So which are you doing? Final answer.
Okay, I'm gonna cast it at 3rd and bump it up with that last glove
Can't.
to 4th.
can't.
I can't?
Because
Oh!
it's not a 1st level spell.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Head empty, only back. Okay, so I bonus level at 3rd level that, and now I'm going to take my 2 actions to hit this
Okay. So where do you want to put it, by the way?
calamari-looking motherfucker. Next to Flux is good.
Okay. I believe that when you summon it, it is part of its casting the initial time to make the attack. So you should probably roll that against it first.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Make spiritual weapons attack first.
I shall. I
All
don't
right,
think
it
so.
strikes it. It does not hit.
Yep, I figured. Alright. You'll get it next time.
Alrighty, and then you go. That hits.
Okay.
Alright, you
And-
hit it. It does partially resist some of the damage. As you strike it, it is reduced down to 10. The bludgeoning does not seem to affect it as much.
Good!
Okay, good.
Hooray!
Good to know.
I was about to bring out the other Warhammer. I'm glad to know that.
Yeah.
That is a hit.
I'm going to Stygian snap it this time around.
There you go.
Real quick, I'm going to check something. Yes, I was just checking if that had been a bonus
Yeah.
action. Yeah, you absolutely can. So do your normal damage. You hit it. Oh! It doesn't look like it's doing good.
I want to get home in time, y'all. I need to take a rest.
It fails.
Oh my god.
It has good con in it. It's been failing
Take it
them all over
down.
the place. It takes another 19 damage and cannot take reactions, but it's already used it, so it doesn't matter.
Oh. A lot of damage.
I'm just smiling.
Oh.
That you?
That
Use your
in
haste
fact
attack.
is me. I
You.
did 2 attacks.
You have your hasted. Oh yes, though. Right, you are not a
Yeah.
fighter. Correct.
I mean,
You want to give her 2 attacks, I mean.
All right, Vogan, you're up.
Alright,
He says
then.
now, but then if he fights her in the tournament, we'll be like, "You're not a fighter.
Yeah, man.
This is against the rules.
This is cheating.
what a good time.
I'm telling.
Unethical."
Yeah, man. I'll definitely make it to the round where I fight Fenris. I'm gonna attack it.
God. Some fucking faith in yourself, you son of a bitch.
That's a hit.
Yeah, man. Die.
Oh, 19 damage.
Yes. Second attack.
That's a hit.
Yes. Die.
Oh.
All right. Not as dead as I hoped, but you know. That's
Goodness. You guys have been locking this thing down between the counter spells and the petrification. It is just not allowed to do anything.
It's
Good.
so
I don't want it to do anything.
Same. So glad we're bodying
All
this because I was
Sorry,
gonna
my
be
demonic tentacle friend.
so effing scared.
Is it, you should be. If it gets to do stuff, it's gonna suck.
I know.
Are you done, Vogan?
Yeah.
Lexi.
Use action surge.
Fucking runs.
I don't have action surge.
He has
Oh, you're
dragon
not a
Slayer.
fighter
He's a
anymore.
fighter.
I don't know.
Well, he used to be at least.
It's true.
Hogan, do our move. I
just
can't
in-
anymore. Ever
yeah,
since
just-
the
just in
thing
case.
hit me and broke
What
my
you
armor.
doing, Lexi?
I'm gonna say, just in case I will booming blade. It's probably gonna fucking eat it, but I'm gonna try.
Going
Alright.
nom nom nom.
Yeah,
I
it's gonna be
mean,
like nom nom nom. But like shit.
Kill it.
But yeah, I'm gonna try and back this
Murder
boy. I can master sword, get back to you.
That's a miss.
You
You go to strike it, you bring your blade down on it, it shifts its plates of armor so that when you connect with it, it doesn't find the purchase you were hoping it would, and it gets deflected by it. You could claw it.
Okay, yeah, you're cool. Here I go claw. I mean, I'm technically
I
sneak
mean,
attack
you
with
could
claws,
maybe
so I could
possibly
try.
take it down.
I could possibly do it. You're right.
Probably.
Possibly, yeah.
Y'all, listen here. I just started saying Stygian snap. Can you ask so much of me?
Lexi! God damn it! All the hell!
You go to try to strike it, the segments of the shell keep rotating, and as you hit it, your nails feel like they're going to be hurt or damaged before you manage to actually deal any to it, so you pull back very quickly.
Ow!
All right, what do you got for us?
That's it.
All right.
Touch Leon.
Yeah.
So now it is its turn.
Fuck.
And it needs to make some choices.
Here we go, guys. Death to us all.
Just remember, make the correct choices, or else.
Shut up.
It is going to disengage.
No!
Oh shit.
What?
Well,
Huh.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's going to
Being on the
disengage.
ground
The
is, like,
shells.
the worst.
it plants into the ground a bit deeper, so you guys think it's going to dig for a second, and then the shells rotate like a drill, kicks up a cloud of dust around it, and then it immediately takes off up and goes above you guys. Then stops, rotates, and turns down towards all of you. Tendrils begin coming out, and even though it is 40 feet up, they begin reaching down far enough that you feel like they may possibly be able to still reach you. They almost seem to be forming a cage, as if blocking your exit. And that is going to be its turn, I believe. One sec while I...
Oh, I used both of my Stygian snaps. Let me mark that off.
Good, do that.
Cody, you okay?
Winchester and Quintus.
God.
I just think I get off. I get off of Winchester.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Get out of here!
Wants to eat so bad.
I am going to run forward and jump up with Whipcat.
Oh my goodness!
Oh dear
Appearing
God.
50 feet in the up above this thing.
Roll me the attack. Roll me the attack, because depending on how you do this, it may go differently.
Let him do it. It's fucking cool. God damn it.
I don't think
I'm putting
you don't
my other
understand what I
favor
mean,
in
Carrie.
this.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm putting my other
So go ahead.
favor in this.
You go up. Quipcat activates. You surge upwards towards it, and then go ahead and roll your attack.
Let's fucking go. Please don't fuck up, Quinn.
Come on, Quinn.
No! You didn't target it, but hit critical whenever you do this. You rush up towards it. Roll your damage.
Get him. Fucking get him.
Come on! Do it, my boy!
Finish it!
Oh, you hit it. As you again, you didn't target it.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
You hit it as you strike it. You bring your spear out and slash it as you go by. It can't be knocked prone, so we're not gonna attempt that. But you slash it, leaving a large gouge, breaking chunks of it off. You fly up above it, end up 50 feet above it, and rotate in the air back down towards it. Because of the angle it was at, it like turns, and you see the gaping maw of darkness underneath you as you begin falling down towards it. The tentacles open up like jaws trying to devour you. You have your turn, but you're falling towards it.
Can I do my other 2 attacks?
You can.
Let's go!
I swear to God, if you die
Next
while we're fighting this, I'm gonna kick your ass.
In all
That's
fairness,
a
it's
hit.
cool way to go out. Get him!
Yeah.
Come on! Come on!
You aren't targeting it.
I thought I targeted it!
Go!
You hit it. I applied the damage. As you go down towards it, you feel the coldness of the area around it begin to enter you. It's going to make an attack against you, just circumstantially. You're entering into the cold that's inside of it. It's going to hit. It does hit you. As you enter into it, you take 18 damage.
Oh my god.
Reduced down to 4 thanks to your temporary hit points and some
Thank
resistances. You have one more
No
attack as you
problem.
continue to fall into it.
Come on.
Target it.
Quinn, if
Come
there's...
on,
I
Quinn.
targeted it. I targeted it. I see it. Quinn, if
Take it
there's
out.
any attack
Come on,
to
Quinn.
not miss in the world, this is it.
Come on, Quinn! Come on!
I don't have any more favor.
Come on, Quintus.
Come on, boo-boo!
Ah!
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Yes!
Die.
You guys see Quintus falls down into it. It seems to close in around him, and all you see from the bottom is the bottom half of the shell explodes outwards as Quintus erupts from the other side down through it. Quintus falls, strikes, and hits the ground, and almost like the Gurren Lagann Giga drill breaking something
believe
behind
I
it,
may
its
be
form
falling
just
for you.
expands up behind him and detonates outwards, leaving this black cloud as the shell shatters. Also, you just fell 50 feet, so 1 second.
Yep. Go for it.
Oh no!
So we're just gonna go
Coming.
ahead and, you're just gonna go ahead and take 13 damage. That's actually not a lot of damage for that
Oh,
fall.
that's not bad.
As you
Because of the
fall,
badass moment you see.
as you fall down and hit the ground, suffering the damage from the attack. But, you, heckin', The creature lets out a scream, the chunks of shell hit the ground around you guys. And it dissipates, and it is dead.
I will rise with the sun again.
Holy crap, Quinn!
As this happens, you feel your mind begin to clear, and a weight that was pressing down on you before, as this soft silvery light seems to gently radiate from your eyes, and then a pulse of magic goes across your skin. You feel like this sickening heaviness that has been with you ever since you contracted amnesis vanishes.
Thank you. Cat.
Oh.
Guys, I did
Oh, the gods to see that was amazing, Quintus! You just shot up there and then you it was just, I mean, wow.
It's really, really
It's
good.
a certainly dangerous maneuver.
You all
Although I cannot
gain
argue with its
850
effectiveness.
experience each.
Hey.
You're so close, Megan.
God damn it! Give me 700 more! You're a bastard!
I need more.
Give me session experience too.
Oh, shut
Like
up.
700.
You have enough.
Give me 700 experience, please.
You have enough. I'm sick of your shit, man.
Fuck off!
Approaching Quintus. Well, I'm gonna drop haste, so I zoom over and then goes calm for a moment. I'm gonna inspect Quintus. You think she's gonna she's complimenting you and stuff, but she just grabs you by the head and it starts doing a whole medical examination to see if anything's improved.
Oh, dude, that thing
or
had a whole
changed.
litany of effects and spells that it could have done. You guys, that was about the best you possibly could have done against that.
Hell yeah!
I think the Petrify is admittedly the best thing that you could have done in the battle, I think.
Yeah, the petrify and all the damage from the
good.
synaptic static.
Excuse me, Cody, it's Stygian Snap.
Oh, shut your
bad.
fucking mouth.
Luckily, you can tell
I'm
because
gonna
you have it
kill
written
you.
down and you never get it wrong.
I'll never listen. I'm gonna try so hard not to ever get it wrong again. I can't promise that, but 2021 is a new year.
I feel the effects of the Esper working on me. A weight has left myself, and I feel.
I'm still holding Quintus's head and looking into opening his eye to look in there and see if his dilated iris.
Dude, I'm just beside Ben. It's pretending I know what the fuck you're doing and what's happening.
Lexi, scalpel? No, I'm kidding.
Scalpel.
Thank you all.
Cut his fucking eye
This
out.
is a dagger.
This is the stolen dagger, Lexi.
Yeah, I keep trying to
No,
open
like
up their wounds and try to do surgery, but it keeps leaving webs in their body, and I just don't think that this is sanitary.
No, it's
sew it together, you know.
All right. By this point, guys, it is about 2:20 a.m.
We could get back and say goodbye to the Esper.
No,
rest! We need to rest, bitch!
you can't. The Esper definitely vanished.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They aren't
Yeah,
there
okay.
until sunrise. They were there once, and then once the deal was
right,
concluded,
right,
they
right, right.
vanished. Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll see your girlfriend.
You see the petals of a Queen of the Night flower drift by you, and you know they know. You just it has a sentence of and there it is. Okay, good.
Oh, sweet,
Symbology
more
and
petals.
such.
Let me grab them.
Symbology and such. Very poetic. Okay, good. Much
We need to get to
symbol.
bed.
Can we tell that something has changed? If I were to.
He said he feels
can.
better, and you're looking at him, so.
I wouldn't.
You couldn't immediately indicate
I
those things.
know.
The point of wisdom Quintus lost is lost. That's gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't get back what I lost.
Quinn.
But it has been cured. I will tell you guys, the Esper, if it was farther along, the Esper probably would not have been able to help, but it is like a day after, so.
Convinced. Fenris will let go of Quintus's head that she's been holding in a pretty
And
intense grapple.
Fenris examines you very fast as well, because they are still hasted.
No, I dropped
she dropped
it.
it.
I
She
dropped
dropped
it.
it.
I said
Yeah.
flavor. I stopped vibrating.
Oh, I see.
And aggressively.
You all risked so much to help me. Thank you very much. There was no way I could have done that by myself.
No,
Yeah,
not
right.
at all.
Not at all. Like, did
Nope.
you see that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
You
the
would've
thing
been
you
gone.
did at the end was really impressive. Maybe you could have done it by yourself.
When I went in, I'll admit, I closed my eyes. I didn't really even.
As you get up,
So
Winchester goes over to you and presses its forehead against you, putting enough weight on you that it almost pushes you over.
Oh my god.
I pet so hard.
That being said, I am exhausted.
We need to return so that you all can rest.
I mean, even right here looks good right now. Frankly.
Alright.
But we have tea waiting for us.
True.
All right. The lot of you then, moving out from here, you head back, and you take the roughly hour-long journey, I assume, back to Aviana's. Whether or not you split up and go to your different areas is not immediately relevant. We can figure that out, because I think that is where we will stop this session. And next week, I cannot imagine us not getting to the semifinals.
Yeah!
But we had a big old fight today, so worth!
There is something I need to give to Lexi as well, but that can happen.
I need to talk
For
to
like 3
Vogan.
sessions, you need to do that shit.
About what?
None of you.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, you all gained that
You'll
experience. You all seem immediately familiar enough with how favor works that I think that's working out cool.
Yeah.
Quintus, actually, could you go ahead and just, 'cause of what you just did, take an inspiration?
Yeah!
Something that will now be a rarer occurrence.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right.
Yeah, that was fucking boss, dude.
That
As
was
soon as I
Foya.
saw it like float up and it said 40, I'm like, yes, yes.
Fucking goodness. Good gracious. I totally
was
didn't. I forgot that you. I guess it's not that I forgot the shield, but I definitely did not consider that when you were like going to do that. I was like, they'll do ranged attacks, certainly, but when you did that, I was like, oh shit.
If
I
it
think-
went up further, I would have to just start chucking javelins, but because it said 40, I'm like, ah.
Yeah, I was gonna try and like jump 10 feet and then Misty step 30, but I'm glad your plan worked out.
Does
Yeah,
Quick Cat
man.
love him
Here's
yet?
the problem: the more I use
Did
this
I
freaking
didn't say it,
switcher
did I?
abilities, the more I'm gonna be really sad when it's gone.
No.
But dude, it's so fun right now.
I don't know. Does Quipcat like you yet with
No.
all the badass shit?
No, nope. Defeating random monsters isn't something it particularly cares about.
I'm just saying, this is a fucking aberration.
Again.
It's been a while.
Whew.
Chat, how are you?
Chat.
Everybody
doing, Jake?
for the giveaway responded earlier, so all of you guys make sure you send the private messages, and we'll be good to go with that.
There we go.
Make your very own Aviana. Make one at home.
Do it.
I really
Do
missed
it.
these group fights. That was fun.
I would have gone if Avi wouldn't have died. I had 10 hit points. Like
I really tried to heal
I
you,
would have
man.
fucking. No, I know.
I really
I
wanted
didn't
you to
know.
come.
Listen, I didn't lose a single hit point during this.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, dude. And I'm primarily ranged.
Miriam's also
However,
fine.
yeah, somehow Miriam's fine. But listen here, I was
lost
like, you know what? I already almost died tonight once.
I appreciate that on the stat tracker. Everyone's got their like full class, and then Winchester's class is horse 3.
Hell yeah.
Wait, he's only a horse 3? Dang it.
No.
He's half you rounded down.
He'll be a
Good.
horse 4 soon.
Horse
Hell
for war.
Goodness.
Horse for war.
What a
Horse
good
for war.
It's okay. While all that happened, I made a to-do list.
So
Oh.
everybody can in
Miriam's at the
chat
top.
remember
No, actually,
to
it's the
remember
bottom.
to go and do questions for Chat 19. The next one's going to be coming
Yeah.
out earlier in the month than last time. I just got really caught up in stuff last month, what with holidays. Again, the next Chat19 is for Lexi, and it is for Vogan. We're making up for the session we lost. So go ahead and ask those. If you have questions that you asked for that one that never got answered, then feel free to ask them again. They'll try to answer them. Hopefully, I think it's been long enough that the answers won't feel repeated, because I don't even think you guys remember exactly what you said.
Not me. It's gone.
But that said, we are going to end the YouTube side of things. We're back. It's 2021. Welcome to that year that what it is.
What a way to start off the fucking year. Hell yeah,
I know,
boy.
right? I'm so happy.
So good.
And hopefully we'll be able to get through the tournament within the next few weeks of game, and then begin more of this. I'm excited to get back to the roving and the finding monsters and whatnot.
Yeah.
It feels so different to be on Winchester.
Yep.
I feel so powerful.
What's on that mountain? Whatever it is, let's go find it. Anyways, so we'll see you later, YouTube. We'll see you guys.
Goodbye, YouTube.